I got one of those ones that tastes
Team
more.
Monster, hey, look at us.
I got one of those ones that tastes more like juice.
Is it?
Because
In the
sometimes
small
you,
can?
yeah, sometimes I don't know if you've ever had these, right? But the small white Monster cans are like a fizzy drink, and the bigger ones are more like iced tea.
Yeah.
That one's fizzy though. That's the sugar free.
Yeah, but this one's. But if I got the bigger version of it,
Yeah, the big
more
one
like
with the big
juice.
one with the like little twist thing. It's,
Oh,
it's
that-
like
that
more.
like
It's more like
black liquor.
iced tea than it is like carbonated drink.
Surely someone from Monster can see this and be like,
I spoke to the guys from Monster
those
because
guys
the
need a Monster fridge.
Yes.
Justin Lee, the one of the other EFC photographers, does lots of work for them. Sometimes I assist him. And when I saw them, I was like, "Do you have an explanation?" They said it could actually just be a very large batch of the bigger ones. Might have just been like they might be slightly older and they still haven't been able to sell through them. So you might be buying from the same place with the same old batch, and it just tastes
That's
like juice.
that's a fun fact for a Monday.
Rook, you're sounding very loud in my ears.
Okay, now how do I turn myself down? This
You're
one.
fine. No, you're number 3. You're the third. I feel so far away from this mic.
Does that
It's
sound
driving me
better?
Crazy.
Yeah, that sounds way better.
Much better.
Much
Awesome.
better.
Yeah, boy. See, I've been at Sun City all weekend, so I've just gone full retard on the on the Rossi, bro. 58 grams of sugar, boy.
58 grams of sugar.
52.8 grams
Per
of
100
sugar.
Surprised you didn't
grams.
get the Hamilton one. 6 times.
They don't even need like ginseng or guarana or anything.
No,
They're just,
I
just a
might-
sugar high.
I might just wake up with diabetes.
Do you remember? Do you remember
Speaking
when
of Sun City, how was it?
Oh, yeah, no, spectacular, boy. Living the dream. Feet are sore from that fucking retarded sand they
It's
have.
hectic, eh? My feet are the same from the.
Listen, boy, these English soles weren't designed for tracking on the harsh terrains of the northwest. I'll tell you that much.
I don't know. Did you go on the weekend? Yeah.
I just got back today. I literally got back just now.
We were there. So when you enter the Sun City Swim, you get free entrance to the Valley of the Waves. We went.
Of course you do.
So we finished swimming, like sweet, we hit the Valley of the Waves. We walked there. There was like you had to push your way through the crowd over that bridge, right? We get to think it was just people everywhere. Like, cool, we're just gonna go find another pool to swim. in.
How nice is it when you like actually staying there and you get to use that the hotel pools?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's the
awesome.
best.
We
That's so
snuck
nice.
into the holiday club.
Is it?
Yeah, you know the one where I think we ate after your fight. That
I do
spur.
apologize.
There's a big.
Oh yeah,
No,
the,
the
other,
vacation club, yeah.
the
There's two
vacation club
floors,
on the other side of the
yeah.
resort.
Oh, that's where I was staying. We got timeshare there, so that's where we were at.
It's nice, eh? Very
So we're
nice.
doing
I
our
love Sun City,
so we're
bro.
doing our MMA Repiblic year-end function at Sun City.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to find it.
Brought to you by Monster. Yes, dude. Fucking hell. Talking about that. Did you guys see any of the shit from my shop over the weekend? Did I show you guys any?
Oh
of that?
yeah, the guys throwing the ball across the road.
Bro,
and
they
shit.
literally took over the entire Parkhurst. It was actually fucking insane. We were so busy on Saturday night that we had to close on Sunday. We had no stock to
He
sell.
was so busy on Saturday night, he had to go to Sun City afterwards. Like,
So busy, I
Literally
had
had
to have
to-
a holiday.
so busy, I
Yeah.
just had to go and throw that money out.
Listen, bro, it's been fucking crazy, but yeah. And obviously, that's why I'm still half asleep, because I had to wake up at fucking 4 o'clock in the morning to watch the fights.
Oh, that card was so good, bro.
Jeepers,
That card
dude.
was amazing.
Like I sometimes those cards can freak you out because you're like, something has to go wrong. Okay, we'll get into that, but something like you feel like something has to go wrong. There's too
Yeah.
much goodness happening on one card.
And Oaks delivered this
Sweet
weekend,
lordy.
I watched that actually now. I was sitting busy transferring photos and stuff, and I had it on my desktop. I watched that Gillespie versus Lee fight again. Do you know that
Dude.
like that was only like 2 or 3 minutes long, but
Dude.
at the end of the fight, Kevin Lee still had to have a doctor come over and like fix his face.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was smashed,
They beat the
bro.
like crap out of
And
each
that
other.
was just from Gillespie's jab, eh? And how good was that? He like slipped across, and then he threw an overhand, and then switch stepped into that head kick, and then he was already like starched before he even hit the cage.
I'm so sad. I love Gillespie. That guy's
What
awesome.
I also love Gillespie.
They
I don't
throw
know.
with it. They were throwing with absolute intention
If,
with
uh,
every shot.
If someone's watching, wondering what the fuck's going on in the background, this is Brave RXF in Bucharest.
Guy looks a
We're
little bit
waiting
like-
for Dansheels Moody.
With the jumpy stream, that guy looks a little bit like Luke Griffith on the
Well,
right.
it's not jumpy on that screen.
Does look a bit like Luke Griffith, yeah.
Luke Griffith's a savage, though. Eh? Bobby produced a proper savage there.
Do you?
Yes,
do you,
he sailed through his division in Durban.
He sails through all his divisions. The only time I've ever seen him not sail through a division is when Stain got on top of him with double unders.
But that's also another savage.
I know it's
It's not like he got beaten by Palooka.
yeah, but like Luke's what 18, 19. How old's Stain?
I think 21.
No
He's-
ways, dude.
The future's bright in grappling South Africa.
No ways. I don't even think he's 20, dude. I remember watching. I remember the first time I watched him, and I was like, "How old
he's
is
like
this
a
kid?" And he was like
fucking
17.
Yeah,
He's young, dude.
yeah, he is young. But even
Oh,
last year at the
Why do you guys hate each other
at
so
the
much?
quintet at the quintet for the Brave Fight Week, Stain pulled off some remarkable wins.
dude, he's good.
Oh, yeah, and they were kind of forced to give him his purple belt.
It's like
He just sailed through the black belt and brown belt division.
and like legitimate black belts and brown belts, like not even like guys that are like questionable, you know, like okay, you just flew through these guys that are like legitimately
Ooh, full mount.
high level guys.
See you later. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Warren, here's your opportunity, boy, to explain to people how to get out of mount.
Fuck guys.
Stand up.
First
Just
of all,
stand up.
don't grab him and try and cut the distance. Create a frame against the hip and the knee. Get some distance. Hip out.
Oh. Don't
Drag
you,
the one foot across.
Don't you love it when Oaks do that to you? They like have half your back and just like yank you backwards. It's my favorite because I'm laying supple and stuff because I do yoga every day. So it's not sore on your knees at all. It's
Yeah.
pretty
This
cool.
guy's catching a little bit of.
Yeah, the
punishment.
Oaks.
Oh, look, these Oaks can't keep this pace for 3 rounds.
It's not the most
where is
technical grappling?
where is Kevin Lee training out of now? Is it at Fiasabi?
Yeah, TriStar.
Yeah.
You look
What
good, eh?
But don't you think
This guy's obviously
and he
never
also
done
looked-
oppositional sparring before.
Don't you think that physically he looked so much bigger than Gillespie? Like
He did.
so much bigger.
He did.
Because I remember my pick and I was kind of like, you know, if it's going to be grappling based, like I think Gillespie is just that good. Like
Oh.
it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But then when I saw them face to face, when I was watching the face-offs, I was like, fuck, hang on a second here. There is a massive size differential here.
And he had a scary looking staph
Oh, that thing
pimple
was
thing on his
vicious, eh?
chest. He said it was ingrown hair, but he's got like a history of fighting with staph.
Kevin
so-
Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I
He
imagine
fought-
you
who did he
lose to
fight
a
with
dude,
Staph? Tony Ferguson.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's
Imagine
one
you-
oak you don't want to fight.
Yeah.
imagine
Well,
you lose to a
oh,
guy and then you get
thank
staff
you.
from him. That's like
Well,
a double loss.
I fought a guy in Sun City and got ringworm from it. So
Epic.
I remember the first time I saw Warren after that fight, because he flew back to Durban. I opened the door to the apartment and he's got like, just like I can't even tell you exactly what it was, but I know it was like a full chest full of treats, like chips, chocolates, everything on his chest, and he had like a bandage around his leg and was just living
and
the,
about
like,
20 kilograms heavier.
living the post-fight
Post-fight
dream.
Oh no, less of a dream and more just like drowning my sorrows. for
walking
the-
around at middleweight, boy.
Yeah. I'm fortunate enough that like even when I'm like really out of shape, I'm still like mid 70s.
You
I
see,
never
the,
get like over 80.
the problem is if I try to keep up with Warren, I do go to like the mid-70s, and that's not a good look on this film.
So it's not a good look on a
When-
4'10".
Yeah. you weren't designed for anything over 80, my boy.
Ah.
Keto kid. Oh.
It's the closest I've got to. I
Jeez,
think
that
it was like
cracked my head.
77.
77.
Mm.
When I started MMA, I was like 99.
Yeah, the thing that made me decide that I wanted to get smaller again was he was living in Durban. I was like, I'm going to go train at Gracie Bar all over. And they're like, cool, guys, let's separate everyone by weight. I check all the small dudes
and
on
in your
one
head, you're
side.
like, I'm like a 65. I'm like a 65.
Yeah, it was a very bleak training session.
Oh man.
What else happened on UFC 244?
Everyone always like says to me like, are you gonna make the 75 cutoff? I'm like, I literally, I'm already fucking under 75. What are you talking about?
Warren makes my life harder because then he's like, cool, I'm going to under 70. Then I'm like, cool, that means I have to go to under 61 now. Thanks a lot.
That's
Oh,
why
Luke,
that
the Luke Griffith lookalike one.
What a beast.
Yeah.
Not with.
Say
I'm not
that
even gonna-
name.
Yes, I'm not even gonna say that name, bro.
Taburasianu.
Ion Taburasianu.
He's got he's named after a paintball gun.
If
The Ion.
his nickname's not the Iron, I don't know, something.
The Iron
I don't
Giant.
know where I was going with that.
That's your rock. You definitely not a
I
nickname
think
giver.
walking out with flags around your waist is compulsory.
Yeah.
How's that, eh? He wins get on out of here.
How strange is this setup, right? They've got like long banqueting tables set up around the.
They don't mess around in Bucharest, boy.
It's a wedding afterwards.
They're advertising cricket in Romania. I didn't know Romania.
Cricket?
Yeah, just there was an advert there for cricket.
These guys aren't shy about the sponsors on the cage floor, hey?
Well, someone's got to pay the bills, boy.
Yeah, yes.
What do you think of this Brave cage? It's quite weird, though. It's pretty cool, though.
The circular, I love the circular.
It seems so much bigger, though. Bellator uses a circular cage, eh?
Yeah.
Doesn't it seem bigger?
Because no one can use the octagon.
Yeah.
It's
You can't even
UFC
say it.
property.
You can't even say it, the phrase
The
octagon.
Did
octagon.
EFC trademark the hexagon?
I think they did. I know that with the octagon thing, there's been guys who, like, I've been there, like, during filming, and the guys will be like, I'll see my opponent, whoever it is, in the octagon, and they're like, cool, we have to retake that, because we'll get sued. Hey, wait, that, Drickers was posting about it, the guy, that, KSW heavyweight dude has to
Phil
wear the
DeFries.
South
Phil
African
DeFries.
flag,
Yeah.
eh? Awesome.
Yeah.
Phil DeFries.
It's a
He's a
good bet.
UFC vet.
Yeah, Phil's that's Cole Eleanor's teammate.
Is
He
it?
fights out of there, Sunderland TFT.
I
Beast.
see he's coming back. Like Carl's ready to rumble again, huh?
Yeah, he's clear to go.
Unfortunately, just buried his mother,
Yeah.
which is a bit of a downer.
Yeah, dude, that poor dude had a bit of a rough year.
Yeah.
His grand died, then his mom, then he got pulled. His grand died, then he got pulled from his fight. Got told he'll never fight again. Then he got told he can fight again, and then his mom passed away.
Oh, that's bleak, huh?
Yeah, tough year, bro. Tough year. But yeah, he's hinting at a return sometime next year. He says it's going to be a big one, so we wait to see.
Awesome.
Wait to see.
How did James Gallagher actually do in that fight? I know he won, but was he like dominant in that fight?
Dude, I think it was over in like 45 seconds.
Oh, fuck.
It was quickly over.
Hey,
What
are
else?
we-
What else happened in UFC 244, you bastards?
Derek Lewis
Oh, Blagoy.
squeezed past Blagoy.
Yes, you
Those
see,
oaks were throwing fucking
was why-
leather, though,
Bro, how
dude.
crazy was that fight? That's why I thought Blagoy was going to win, because I knew it was going to go the distance. It was just
Yeah.
going to be, because Blagoy is, that oak's got a, I don't know what that oak eats for breakfast besides fucking granite. Because he was stabbed in the chest. bro.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like,
My-
a couple
my
of punches is
my
not
wife
going to
was ripping him though, because he walked into that cage and it looked like he couldn't move like properly.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he was like so like unorthodox. But Derek Lewis looked in phenomenal
He looked
shape.
good,
eh?
He looked
Like he
good.
lost most of that belly's gone.
Yeah.
And he looks just thick, and he was ready to rumble. Eh?
Yeah.
I
And
think
you always want Derek Lewis to win just so you can hear what he says in it.
yeah,
Can we
he
find
kind
that rock?
he kind of pushed it a bit farther. Isn't
Can
Dansheels
we-
about to come on?
It's not. We'll keep tracking back. Let's try
Okay.
find. Just hit YouTube maybe. See if we can listen to his.
I don't think Joe Rogan appreciated that post fight interview so much.
Why?
I don't know. He was saying some weird. Oh
He's talking about Greg Hardy though, I think, as well.
no. He said that hectic thing about he wanted to put his fist through the guy's chest because it was like an anus.
I'm guessing you.
He like made it like super porn style.
Just go. Just
and
go
Joe
to-
Rogan
just
was
go
like,
to UFC, bro, down there by subscriptions.
guessing that you play stuff.
Yeah, listen, bro. I'm a dad, bro. I don't know what you want from me.
yeah. Dad laugh.
There we go.
I'm sure they'll cut the pot.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a
Yes,
decision.
dude.
Dave
That's the
Jarrell
thing
scores
there, like in
contest
the.
30-27, Lewis. Eric Cohen
his
scores
pants
it
on for this one.
29-28, Ivanov. And Chris Lee scores the contest 29-28 for the winner by split decision, Derek the Black Beast Lewis.
I was running 0-2 at this point, and I was stressing. I was like, oh man.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the winner, Derek Lewis.
Crazy
First of all,
bastard.
Derek, congratulations. I know you went through a rigorous strength and conditioning routine prior to this fight. How much of an impact did that have on your performance?
That was all my team, Alyssa at Grindhouse, Larry Crow, and Crew Bob Perez. Man, I appreciate everybody for coming out and showing me support. Shout out to that boy Donald Trump. I know everything ain't going good in the White House. He got to turn that around in 2020. You know what I'm talking about?
Derek, you hit that guy with
Just shout out
bombs.
to
Were you
Donald Trump
surprised
while
that
we
he was
here.
able to endure those shots?
Yeah, for sure. I really tried to hit him in that booty hole that he got on his chest. But my hands too wet. I know he like it raw in that so it's my fault.
Okay. Listen, Derek, congratulations on another amazing performance.
Okay.
It's always a pleasure to watch you fight. Good luck to you in the future, sir. Derek Lewis, ladies and gentlemen.
You reckon, those dudes who got earpieces, you reckon someone's just like, okay, Joe, just cut it there.
Yeah,
Let's move on.
I think
Let's move on ice.
Let's check back on the.
This interview was fantastic.
Yeah. Are you talking about that one or the... It was so weird, eh? He was like, I want to be humble but cocky. Fuck all the haters. And like, he was...
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Well, yeah. Till said that he was trying to fake an injury.
Yeah.
He was like trying to figure out how to fake an injury and not have to walk out.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is what
That wasn't there. All of that was his, like, the media scrum afterwards.
But it's actually remarkable how often it happens where these guys go on this massive tear.
Yeah.
They get to the title fight and the champion's just on a different level. Champion finishes them, and then that's it. They go on like a little bit of a losing streak, you know?
Yeah.
Like they lose the title shot, they lose the follow-up fight. I mean, Dan Hardy went on like a 4 or 5 fight losing streak after getting the GSP shot, you know? It's like
Yeah.
tough, bro. It's tough at that level. It's like to get to the UFC is like a different level, you know? Like you're an elite fighter to get into the UFC, but then to get into the top 15, you're like the elite of the elite, and then to be the champion, it's like it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
There's like a handful of guys that can do it.
But it's also like those guys that separate from the rest are often there's like a different mental capacity there as well. Like everyone works hard in MMA. I mean, that's the reality.
It's not a lazy man sport.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like the work is always done. It comes down to who's got the better mentality. And I think that's why if you listen to guys talk about Khabib that are like close to him, they're like, this dude will never lose, bro. Like he's just impossible.
Yeah.
The way he's grown up and then the way he is, it's just not going to happen. What the hell?
Just hang back, Chana. Hang back.
Slow your roll, boy.
Jeez, like we got.
Slow your roll.
There's a whole program in the beginning to it.
What was the next fight? Vicente Luque? Thompson?
Yeah, that was a great fight.
It was a
Thompson
great fight, eh?
led on the beating.
Dude, and that was a funny thing because you watch Wonderboy before that fight, and you like a young line like Vicente, you're like, dude, I don't know if he's gonna have, he's gonna eat a bit of power, he's not gonna be able to put him in ways that he's gonna get. But this point, but geez, Wonderboy looked good, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
Luke
He looked like a world champion again, the kind of guy that could run for a title again.
Vicente Luque had a good had like a good strategy when he came out in round 1. You know, like he was trying to work the
Put the
calf
pressure
kicks
on,
and like he was trying to like kind of take the footwork away because I'm sure
Ransom
Wonderboy.
Lumbo.
I'm sure Wonderboy hits very hard, but a lot of his power comes from his footwork. You know, he covers a lot of distance as he comes in, and I think Vicente Luque was trying to like cull that back a little bit, but it kind of went wayward somewhere towards the end of the round, and then round 2, and then like Wonderboy kind of got his rhythm together, and that was the end of it.
Yeah.
You know, he just started pouring it on. But that was an awesome fight to watch. I'm sure Vicente Luque will be back. I don't know if he's like world champion material, but like he's really a fun guy to watch.
Yeah, all of a sudden he looked vulnerable.
Yeah, he looked
Which is
super
quite weird.
average.
But geez, dude,
But he's a great fighter. I mean, I say super average.
Yeah.
He looks super average in the top 15 realm. You know.
But dude, yes, Wonderboy looked insane.
Oh, there's Mr. Honeycomb.
Yeah, he popped up there. Hello. Yeah, dude, I was quite taken aback by Wonderboy, to be honest. It was pretty intense. He looked brilliant, dude. How is that like spinning back kick to the midriff, but they kept on putting him on his ass? That's got to hurt a little, eh?
He's a scary guy to fight, you know.
And he's long, dude.
Yeah.
He's super long.
Then after that we had Till Gastelum.
Gastelum, yeah.
Calvin Gastelum for everyone categorizes him as a wrestler, but like his actual like positional control isn't great.
Yeah.
You know, like what, like he'll hit the takedown, but like nothing really ever materializes from it, and he pretty much relies on his striking to get through these fights. I thought it was like a weird fight in general, you know. Till looked massive at middleweight.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was
Scary,
like, This like looks massive at middleweight. How was he ever making?
Calvin's also not the biggest middleweight though.
Yeah, fair enough. But he looked ginormous against
Like,
Gastelum.
I mean, obviously we heard all this stuff come until at the end, but that wasn't exactly like the win of a world beater, like this guy who's super confident.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he was tentative. Just he went out to win it with like a solid strategy and win on points.
Yeah.
Like he knew he just needed to get the win at all costs. You know what I'm saying?
But we
Which is-
mustn't forget that Gastelum's like only one fight removed from having a barn burner with the
yeah,
current
that's also
middleweight
true.
champ.
That's also true.
Like literally almost ended the current middleweight champ in that interim title bid.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it definitely throws Till in like the top 5 talk, top 10
Did you
talk.
see he doesn't want to fight Yoel Romero?
Oh yeah, but who wants to
He's
fight
like, I don't
Yoel
want
Romero?
anything to do with that animal.
But
At least he's
but like
honest.
5 minutes prior to that, he's like, "I'll fucking fight anyone. I'm not scared of anyone." Okay, what about Yoel? No.
Yeah, everyone except him. I reckon you've got to. You're probably going to see like Darren Till versus Whittaker, something like that.
Yeah, that'll be like a fight.
It'll be a cool fight.
Yeah.
I like that.
I hope Whittaker gets back to form. Yeah, like he didn't look great against Stylebender, but
you
like
think-
I
you
thought
think
he was a
didn't
good
look
champ.
Great, or he was just outclassed. Jeez, a couple of belly boys going on there.
Not sure.
This is a weird thing with Brave. There's a lot of this in between.
Look, I mean, they've only got 5. They've only got 5 fights.
That looked quite rehearsed.
Yeah. They only got 5 fights on the card, so I mean, definitely make up time.
So let's fill it up with stuff. Nothing like a pinstripe. The last time I saw a pinstripe jacket was in 19 never.
So I mean that's a South African for those of you who don't know, Mr. van Skalkwyk. Were you saying that he ran this event or?
It seems like he's doing something quite important there.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure, but we're going to find out.
That's very important. Make sure the guys don't touch each other. Just make sure. Put your hand in there.
That's enough. Yeah, dude, and then obviously the last fight we have to talk about is the main event, which is the talk of the town.
Yeah. That fight was great.
Boy, those pictures I sent, let's just pull those up for reference because this is still going on.
Pictures where on the group.
Yeah, but you can find them. Just go to probably Instagram. It's probably going to be the easiest route.
Oh, the stitches now.
Dude, like...
Okay, well
First of
let's
all,
let's
like-
talk about the fight. Like the fight.
But before the fight, look, we were talking about how... not on mine, but I think go to ESPN MMA. I don't think I actually posted them. Dude, how crazy that like the UFC was completely all in on this, bro.
Yeah.
I loved it so much. It was so cool to see like the East-West walkout shirts, the way they had split up the walkouts, like
But even go like one
dude,
step
it was
back.
so
Go
cool,
if you
bro.
go even one step back when The Rock walked out and he walked
Yeah.
out to his music and everything. My wife's
Yeah.
like, "Why is everyone going so crazy?" And then I tried to explain to her that for a lot of people, like when we were growing up, there wasn't MMA,
Yeah.
right? So the closest thing you got to like combat sports was WWE.
Yeah.
And when all the mid-30s to early 30-year-olds were growing up, The Rock was
was
the
man,
boss.
bro.
Like he was like the absolute OG of all things combat.
And we were always
So, I mean-
wondering what he was cooking, bro, because we could never fucking smell it.
So I mean, like
Oh,
for
this gives me the heebie-jeebies.
yeah, no, that's hectic. For a lot of those fighters and for the fans, like they obviously all stood up for The Rock and
Yeah.
he got a bigger ovation than even some of the fighters.
Yeah.
Because he is like he transcends sports, entertainment, everything. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that I looked horrific.
Dude, so I mean, the fight was everything like you expected, to be honest. Like,
To be honest, I thought it was super one-sided.
but that's the thing. But like,
wasn't expecting that.
But that's where I thought it was gonna be, like Jorge just throwing fire, and Nate just. But the scariest thing with Nate Diaz was he just keeps coming back, bro.
Yeah.
He just doesn't go away. I think just before they stopped it, when he came out for the start of the third. Like he had taken a pile of punishment, bro.
Yeah.
And he's still like, it's like nothing's changed. And I think that's obviously where the controversy comes. Fuck, this was crazy. that's obviously where the controversy comes from. It stems from, you know, like, oh, but it's Nate Diaz and this and that, you know, like this is when he starts.
But
to
why
put
does
his-
Nate Diaz get any special treatment?
No. But what I'm saying is, I think a lot of people feel like it's not. I mean, I was really against the stoppage until I saw that picture, because that paints a different story. You know what I mean? So like, I mean, he was getting lit up, and I think that's what everyone has to realize. You know what I mean? You can't say, oh, Jorge Masvidal can't feel great about that win. He did his job, dude. He beat the snot out of another man to the point that the doctor had to stop it. You know what I mean? That's a win by any matter.
So
It doesn't really matter what else happens after that.
So the first time I watched that match, I was like, I also thought like that stoppage was like a bit peculiar, you know.
Yeah.
But then when I rewatched the match, I kind of understood the stoppage, you know. Like if you watch round 1 and round 2, while Diaz does eat a lot of punches, eats a lot of shots, a lot of them came from close range, and it was like in the scramble and so forth. But round 3. You could visibly see that it was upsetting him. That I was upset. He kept rubbing it, kept wiping the blood out of it. There was a problem there, right? Then you start watching Masvidal keeps landing that overhand right, keeps landing it. He's not seeing it.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of like prompted Miragliotta to call in the doctor. My personal opinion, that they could have stopped the fight even earlier. They could have actually stopped it in round 2. You know, like. Even Dana White.
Sorry, did you see that? You searched hashtag Nate Diaz. Did you see what popped up there? The Halbo, bro. Check it out.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, bro.
posted
Sorry,
this?
carry on, Warren. Sorry, boy.
No, it's all good.
Someone posted this 56 minutes ago.
Talk about
Action replay. 1, 2.
That was a massive shot. Set it up with a punch and he fell down like a piece of lumber.
fell down like a piece of lumber. Okay.
Good spot.
So yeah, I thought actually, you know, I thought the stoppage was weird. I think it could have been stopped earlier. It was like a weird time to stop it. But like after seeing the damage he received in round 3, everyone's like, oh, but he was coming back in round 3. I don't think so. I just think Jorge slowed down a little bit and wasn't.
This was interesting for me.
That it was the same cut from.
So Nate Diaz mentioned this, that it was a previous injury from the Pettis fight, and he was cut. But dude, if you like, you can't see it in these pictures, but sorry, boy, just go. Let's just check what's happening with Dansheels. If you saw it live, and I think it came up, the doctor was kind of saying that he was worried that one more bit of stretch in that cut, and that entire top of his brow was going to start to flap over his lid because it was so far on the edge.
Yeah.
It had actually, if you saw it, like in the corner when they were working on it, it was kind of like this corner of his eyepiece here. Yeah. If it went maybe like a centimeter or two more, it was just going to flap over. It was completely off.
That's what happened to the guy in the EFC. What was his name? He's heavyweight.
Ferrier.
No. Flip man. I can't remember his name. He trained out of Tap Out.
Cerrone.
The tugboat.
Heavy. Yes. It literally flapped all
Kukamwood,
over.
wasn't it?
Yes.
Kevin Kukamwood.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, we've seen stoppages like that
I
for.
think that fight's about to start there, boy.
We've seen stoppages for cuts of that magnitude or even less. So I don't think the stoppage of that. Everyone like shitting on the actual doctor, but you know, like the doctor's there to
He's
kind
gotta
of
do his
protect.
job, yeah.
You know, I think if you're gonna shit on anyone, shit on Miragliotta for like only calling the doctor in at the end of round 3.
So Carl Eleanor actually on Twitter said something quite interesting. He's like, the problem with these things, and he's pro Nate Diaz, and he was saying like he definitely the stoppage he agrees with, and what he said made quite a bit of sense. And he was like, I think we expect too much from fighters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we just like, oh, he could carry on, but like, you know, you could damage his eye forever, and then that's it, career over. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you can't be like, look, I know what everyone's saying. Nate Diaz comes on strong, and he does. I'll never disagree with that. But he was getting pieced up. If it wasn't Nate Diaz, that fight probably would have been stopped in the second, just purely based on the TKO because of the amount of punishment that was being rained down. You know?
Yeah.
So I mean, you got to look at it that way as well.
No, I agree with you. I completely agree with you.
You know, the shit part about all of this is that we're all talking about this eye instead of talking about how good Jorge Masvidal looks, bro.
Jorge pieced them out properly, yeah.
Dude, how good is it? Like, the way he lulls in, like, kind of finds that distance and then just switches on that pace, dude, and just he like that blitz attack, dude.
Yeah.
And he pours it on in combinations, dude.
I love that like little like switch
That
step
left-
overhand.
That left overhand that
Yeah.
he throws. That thing's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, he
crazy.
pieced up. I mean, it looked like they were in different stratospheres in terms of striking. Obviously, he didn't want anything to do with Nate's ground game.
Yeah.
But even though the little bit of groundwork that did happen, he seemed to take it in his stride. Have you watched the video of him visiting Marcelo Garcia's academy?
No.
This could be the moment. Look, Brave ascends to the global.
That's good. No, you keep it on. We can talk over that.
Open up the card.
Um,
We have Noureddin Lugriev.
He was talking about like how good Marcelo is and how he just ran through everyone at American Top Team when he used to train there. Because you know he did like 2 MMA fights.
Yeah.
It's actually a pretty cool video to watch.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. Like, both those. Sorry, but what I wanted to say to you earlier when you were talking about the whole, like, the way the walkout was and the rock and East Coast, West Coast, and the T-shirts and the way the walkouts were done, the lighting, it was surreal. But they were like all in. What I was saying to someone was like, oh, but you know, this oak's so bad, motherfucker, and that oak's so bad. And I'm like, I hear you, dude. You know what I mean? But those two guys are so unique to that circumstance.
Yeah.
That they're the only ones who could pull that off.
Yeah.
Why do you there's a reason why the UFC went all in on a one and done kind of
Yeah.
situation. It'll never happen again. They're like, oh, but now you must fight this dude for the BM. I'm like, no.
But doesn't the BMF belt say 1 of 1?
Yeah,
There'll never be
it's
another
not.
one.
Like, there's who else could sell that narrative, bro?
Yeah.
Like, it's not about who's hardcore, bro, who can take punishment. It's a whole narrative behind. You know what I mean? Like, where
Yeah.
these dudes come from, like the kind of people that they are.
No, 100%.
It cannot be done again. Everyone's like, oh, Jorge Masvidal must fight Conor McGregor. Dude, what in the
That
how
is
the
such a bad
fuck
fight
does
for
it
Conor
even work,
McGregor,
bro?
bro. That
Like,
is
people are
such a
so,
bad
but I
fight for
said, like, people
McGregor.
are so like, and I'm the biggest fucking Conor McGregor fan. Don't get it wrong, but dude, there's also have such a misconception about Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor changed the game in terms of PR and marketing and getting eyeballs on. He's not the greatest fighter we've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's a good fighter, but he's not the greatest we've ever
Through
seen.
his PR antics, he got himself some very rare opportunities.
Sure, but you also have to have those skills to a point to back
Yeah.
shit up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you start losing all the time, nobody gives a shit. Is Dansheels Moodley walking out to Bon Jovi? What a gangster. My man. Zach Badat.
Mr. Zakia.
You reckon Zach perhaps has a UFC contract expiring and he's just shaking hands and kissing babies?
No. Oh, yeah. Look, I mean, Dan should have explained it, but
For a second, I thought that chick was holding up an injection.
I'm not even.
Do you need this before you fight? Yes, please. What is it?
We're very pro PEDs around
What
here.
is this? Nobody knows. Oh my god, thank god. I thought she was going to inject him in the leg. What is it?
They're taking off his ankle wraps.
Why?
I don't know.
Listen, for sure, those are the worst ankle wraps I've ever seen.
But apart from that, any sort of wrap you need to get cleared by the commission prior to walking out. So
Who was it that fought that one time that had those super sketchy raps? It was that like DRC dude, and that he used to do. He fought for the heavyweight title, and they started cutting off his raps, and it was like freaking plaster Paris.
no, it was that oak from Impact MMA Cape Town. He was part of that like Middle Eastern crew.
Yeah,
Booyah,
Boumaye.
Boumaye. Yeah,
I think Boomer is what they chant.
No, but that was his like.
that was his
nickname.
name, like his nickname. But he had like wrapped his shins like almost like with plaster Paris. And then did he fight Ruan?
Yeah, they started cutting it off, and it was like very sketchy.
But didn't he like kick Ruan and it sounded like pieces of wood hitting each other? I was like, fuck. But there was a lot of drama about that. I remember that.
Yeah, they took the initial tape off, and then it started underneath was that like
Yeah.
thick white. Yeah, it looked
Listen,
like
but
plaster
also
Paris.
just like, shout out to Bucharest MMA Union. All team down piece there. Sorting out that shit, dude. What the hell's going on here, dude? Who's this? strapping fella.
I don't know.
They just look for the biggest collies in the crowd and find
Yeah.
that guy.
Yeah, zoom in on blue hoodie. That'll do. Alrighty, this should be interesting, bro. I've enjoyed watching the progression of Dansheels.
Yeah. We have a common opponent.
He looked in better shape than when he was here in the UFC, eh?
What are you saying, boy?
Unless I think there was a
He
fight
fought
he
at
took in,
bantamweight,
there was
though.
a fight he took in Durban where I think he like took it on short notice and he wasn't in good shape. I think that's probably what.
But he also
remembering.
fought at bantamweight, yeah, though.
Yeah, but I'm
Is this
like
fly?
his
Yeah.
entire progression as an athlete is pretty cool. Well,
So
I mean,
cut
he was
4
doing.
kilograms of 61.
He did say he was doing pharmaceuticals in Russia. His words, no more. Kempo MMA. Oh, the roaring lion.
Oh, old Lopez Fernandez guy.
Can you imagine having this dude's voice as like your alarm? I reckon you in the shower and out the house within 5 minutes flat, dude.
It feels like there's a template for European fighters, like Eastern European fighters, and they all look like this guy.
Yeah. I tried to find some information on this guy. It was like almost nothing.
That's who else was like it we were trying to find? Was it this?
Yeah, it was this one.
Oh, yeah. Have you listened to that super cool podcast with
With Big Al and Warren King. And
the dude who's the Letway champion?
David Leduc.
Yeah, on Joe Rogan. Fuck, it's awesome.
No, I haven't
It's
actually
so-
listened to it.
It's
I want to listen
really,
to that
really
one. I want to
good,
listen to
bro.
the Edward Norton one that Joe Rogan did. I love Edward Norton.
Yeah, yeah.
American History X is like one of the greatest
Yeah.
movies to ever be
It
produced.
makes you feel like horrible about yourself.
Yeah, well,
Not about yourself, just like
It just
that you-
shows you that there's like these secular, like cult style followings in weird parts of the world that like you never knew existed, and the type of things they went through, and like it's very interesting.
Should we just do commentary?
Yeah.
Because it sounds like they're not doing any.
Oh,
nice little
beautiful
combo.
combination there.
Finish with the head kick. Thank you, Clint Walters. Boom. I like how he's finishing those combos with that kick, eh? Mix it up. Dansheels.
What you find a lot of the time with guys that like to switch stances, they only ever really throw from one stance, but Dansheels definitely throwing from both stances.
Yo,
you
look
know,
at that fucking triple up on that uppercut.
look, he's had a lot of time to
Yo, dude.
to
Getting
skill
a
up.
bit reckless, eh?
Oh. No, come on, Dansheels.
Promising start, that, eh?
Disengage. We don't need to wrestle yet today. See, this is the problem, you know. It's you've obviously got a clear advantage in the striking.
Yeah.
Clear advantage in the
Keep
striking.
that distance, yeah.
Like, why would you engage in the cage wrestling and try and take it to the ground? Because now you're going to an unknown. You don't know a
But
lot
you
about
see,
this
this
fighter.
is-
Now you're going to an unknown.
Yeah.
He comes
Good
from a country that's got a heavy judo pedigree.
Good scramble there. Yeah, you see, this is where, like, the inexperience. I'm not saying Zakia, but that doesn't know what he's doing. But I'm just saying, this is where an experienced corner is getting you out of there. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like, listen,
definitely.
like we've just watched you piece him up. Go back to that. Disengage, get out of there, get it back to the middle, and start again. You know.
I mean, we joke about a lot of training, and we're like, oh, corner him, oh, punch him, get up, whatever, and this terrible corner. But like, if you're someone that's cornering a fighter and just saying, oh,
Get up,
punch him,
get
get
up.
up, get off the cage, like you're a shit ass corner, right?
Yeah.
Like that is not what your job is there. That's not what you're there to do. An experienced corner guides you through this fight. Like Dansheels obviously hasn't noticed that there's a massive skill difference in the striking department. And now he's like engaging in a cardio heavy, muscular endurance heavy style of this cage wrestling and trying to take him to the ground. And this guy obviously is closer to Dansheels' skill level in the grappling exchanges. I mean, he's had 2 or 3 submission attempts, not great ones, but I mean, he's had a
head
takedown. It just seems like you're playing with fire now.
So, see, Dansheels got good head position. When he's dropping to that double leg, it seems like he's giving up that guillotine a little bit there. So what should he be doing? We should be going...
Well, he's struggling to actually control this guy's posture, right? So he keeps dropping down and going...
There was his chance to get over there. That's my boy. I think he walked with no shoes on, bro.
Yeah, nice 30 feet. But I mean, even like this guy's obviously wrist fight, controlling the wrist, trying to like obviously set up like a triangle or an armbar or whatever. And he seems like he's got a pretty active guard. So this should already give you a clear indication that he's not a palooka on the ground.
Yeah.
Like, why fight this fight?
This also comes with the inexperience of travel, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it is what it is.
I mean,
That's nicely done.
it looked like he rocked the guy in one of those first exchanges.
He like tripled up on that right uppercut. It was causing a lot of problems.
Oh.
Sorry about that. It's McAfee for you, bro. So demanding.
Have you ever watched that documentary about the guy that did that created McAfee? Have you watched that documentary? You know, he's like a wild ass oak, like in the middle of Peru or something like that, like trying to do like all this political shit. Come on, guys! Like,
It's a bit sloppy with his head
Yeah,
position.
he needs to disengage.
yeah, he needs to completely like break away, take the center of the cage again, and force us into a kickboxing fight again.
Very dangerous Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu purple belt. Both hooks in from Hezrat. One hook, apologies. Trying to work for the body
good
triangle, but great work. Needs to be wary of the armbar.
Yeah, no, this
He's very active
is
with his
problematic,
back.
eh?
Team position from Dansheels.
But even Dansheels' hip positioning in this isn't great.
All ranges of combat, standing and on the ground. He knows what he's
Can't
And
disengage.
up,
You got an
and up,
opportunity
and
to
up, and up.
disengage. Oh.
Oh, cheeky little head, legal head kick there.
Maybe a little warning. They may give the down fighter a little opportunity.
I mean, he doesn't need to translate. He knows what he did wrong.
Yeah.
Clear his
It
head.
didn't stop the time.
I think they're freezing time. There was short time left. Again, very, very good officiating here.
I know a couple of guys who would have stopped there.
So I'd be
I'm not
interested.
gonna say who.
I'd be interested to hear what advice Zakir gives Dansheels in the corner now.
Yeah, that was a bit dirty, eh?
It's a fight.
Dansheels does not look impressed at all.
Oh, he's bleeding, eh?
A little nick just.
Probably from that little dirty kick, bro.
corner of the left eye of Dansheels.
Smell it now, you
But
dig
a
it.
real solid first round by Dansheels Moodley. Opened up with some beautiful crisp.
So you think he wins that round now? Dansheels probably, yeah.
Yeah, I think he narrowly wins the round, even
Yeah,
though he was so
yeah.
dominant in the like the opening minute.
You see, he's engaged there. He's
With Nordine Hezrat. Just to let him
I said
know that
uppercut's
have
got a
that in
home,
my
eh?
arsenal too.
for
But
sure.
he was looking great in the stand-up exchange. Like I was trying to say, like a lot of guys aren't able to strike from both stances. They switch stance a lot, but they actually still favor a side to initiate all their combinations.
Sure.
Whereas then Shields showing that he's got a clear grasp of this whole like switch stance like system, and throwing like different combinations from both sides. I just wish he would disengage and just make this a kickboxing fight. This guy is evidently stronger than him on the ground. It's not even like they're close anymore. Like this guy is really wrapping him up on the ground now.
My cat is now.
Suicidal.
So Stitch, hey, come, get inside, you idiot. He's not very good at catting either. Crazy bastard. We're all hot, you dick. Okay, let's see what he does.
Okay, we're getting back in. Shit, I actually thought your cat jumped off that leg.
They always land on their feet.
Oh
bro.
my goodness.
Oh. See, well, he knows what he wants to do.
Well, now you know the problem is now this guy knows that he's better on the ground than Dansheels. That is the problem now.
What was before unknown is now known to that
Completely known, yeah. So now he's got confidence if he can get it to the mat.
Nordine Hazrat had 1 foot on the hip. Dansheels steps over into half guard. And again, this is a great position, this half guard position or the anchor position, to land beautiful strikes. We've seen Randy Couture make an MMA career out of it.
Yeah, I consider half guard in mixed martial arts to be half mounted, particularly if there's a cage near, which of course is not the
There's
case.
there's some guys on their
Half
back and
mounted.
half that will actually like wrap you up
Position you
properly.
can be in terms of scoring and jiu-jitsu,
I
but
love half guard.
this
It's
isn't
the bomb.
jiu-jitsu. This is
Yeah,
mixed martial
look, I
arts.
agree with what that guy was saying that it's quite a dangerous position in MMA. But a guy that's got Ferrier is phoning us.
Great work to land inside from Dansheels Moodley.
Jeez, just answering the phone online. Eh?
Unprofessional.
Bro, we can just get him
This is
on.
I'm
almost
busy
like-
watching Dansheels live in Romania, China.
Elbow nice and tight against the hip,
Tonight's guest.
mobilizing the movement.
You fucking sent me the link, you prick.
I'm very impressed with how calm Moodley
I'm busy watching it off the link you sent me.
is. He's gonna stand him up, but he's taking his time,
This is
taking
amazing.
in
Let's
information.
call him.
Yeah, he probably round one, but he's insisting on grappling with this guy. So, but yeah, we'll call you as soon as the fight's finished.
Nice scramble work from Nordine.
Okay, Henry's
Himself
China.
back into that guard
Do that.
position.
We can call him. He might be able to watch it with us.
It's almost as unprofessional as the R. Kelly videos.
Yeah, jeez.
Very intelligent from the South African man.
Then she was messing with our timeline here now.
Why is he grappling this guy? Just stand up and beat him, please.
Stand up and beat him.
Oh,
Best cornering advice we've heard all day.
sometimes you just need that. Is that Saxon Delafield taking pictures?
Is that what?
Saxon this
Delafield
guy
taking
here.
photos, bro.
I swear that is. People work to do the craziest things to get an extra corner minute.
Gotta pay the bills, bro.
This it's becoming a bit of a tricky fight now because they're both extremely wet.
But as I said, he's got great confidence. He feels like he can win on the ground. He feels like he can win anywhere.
Then she was doing alright though on the ground, eh?
Yeah, stoy puppy.
My heart breaks when certain people say that to me. I had such a good sparring. I had such good like jiu-jitsu sparring on Friday until I got Rich and the chef to wrap it up.
Just to remind you. Just to remind you.
Just to like bring you back to earth. You know, you're like fucking having a great time, and then round 9 and 10 is Rich and chef, and you're like, oh.
I heard noises that sounded like a cat dying. I look over. It's Warren having a very sad
his
time on the
chef
bottom.
Broke me that.
Yeah, check this guy. Check Saxon at the top. Yeah.
Perfect position, you're going to have light shots. There is no perfect balance between the two. What you saw here was Dansheels Moodley posture back a little bit, try and
Boom.
land some shots, ends up
At least he's landing a bit.
That looks like hell bent on getting a guillotine, eh?
Yeah.
Wants it.
Maybe that's all he knows.
He's a purple belt.
Maybe he's a purple belt in guillotines.
It really is the responsibility of Nordine Hezrat
Pretty
to make
possible.
something happen right now.
What's in
Dansheels Moodley
Dansheels'
brings the
back of
fight with his
Dansheels'
dominant
pants?
positional wrestling and ground control.
Microphone.
Guard is
It
by
looks like it, eh?
a
Tracker.
defensive position. And as you said, it is incumbent now on Le Brave to start.
Check this Saxon.
Check, there he is.
Here's that. That's a juicy little fight that's coming up.
Yeah. The rematch.
Anishead versus Saxon. Oh, 2.
I know we completely unbiased towards everyone here, but I hope Saxon starches that out.
Why would you say that? Rourke, you're going to get some serious hate mail.
Just,
Nothing against
just so we're
Andy Parasite.
clear, that's Rourke who was
That's
saying
Ro-
that.
Now, I'm so glad we gave this guy a microphone.
Yeah, it's the best.
Because we
thing
were
ever.
getting all the heat all the time. But
Yeah.
it's actually this motherfucker over here.
Dude, I actually went to our the other day. I got the strangest cryptic email. It was like from Johan something. And they were like, please may I have your cell phone number?
Don't do it, bro.
And I was like,
Don't do it.
what's it in connection with?
Combat
No
Sport got
reply,
my cell
bro.
phone
Yeah.
number.
Did he? That bastard. I was just like, cool, bro. Next time, send an email if it's really important.
But he just wanted your cell phone number so that he could send his kid to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I'm
This
sure.
guy's Warren's such a hater.
You think that dude's a cut man? It's not quite clear.
No, I don't know.
Cut man.
I wish they had something that indicated whether that he was the cut man.
How terrible was the lettering they used on the BMF belt? They could have had the opportunity to make
What's
the
the same lettering
sickest
as that thing that said
I
cut
know.
man on it?
Same font, bro. What are you talking about? But I thought that BMF belt was fucking juicy, dude.
No ways, man.
It's the
It
most
just looked.
expensive belt ever made, eh?
Really, eh?
Yeah, for the UFC.
Jeepers.
But it's also one of one, so it'll never get more valuable like some of the other UFC belts.
Is it a floating belt? Like if they do another fight with the other guys.
There's
One
no
on
other
one.
fight.
Jorge
They're not
Masvidal
gonna
will
do
be
that
the
again,
only
bro.
man that'll ever have the BMF.
Rourke, don't be that guy. They're never going to do it again, bro. It's over.
Why
don't
would you
wanna
want to watch that fight again anyway?
I don't want to
Yeah.
see it again.
No, but they're not going to do another BMF anything, bro. Unless fucking Notorious
Unless they
B.I.G.
do,
and Tupac
unless they do
return from the dead.
Jorge Masvidal versus Nick Diaz.
Fuck. I'm sorry, guys. The Diaz.
Tabi mat. That's it, bro. That's it. Just whatever when he says, just turn the volume up, bro. He's gonna kill us. He's gonna sink us, bro. Don't let him do it. This could be the last show. Just beep.
Oh,
What are you saying, boy? Finish your saying.
Oh, man.
Fucking.
Please just.
Well, I
strike
think
with the
Dansheels
Dansheels.
2-0 up, yeah. eh?
No, he is, yeah.
Oh,
I like him to
Ooh.
cower.
Nice.
Rip to the
2-7-2.
body, bro. I like Dansheels. He finds something that works and he goes straight back to it. I like it. Nothing wrong.
Oi, that's like what's the name's uppercut?
What do you think's next for Jorge Masvidal?
Nick
Oh,
Diaz.
no. Rourke, I'm going to kick you in the dick.
Dick kick.
Jorge must get the next title shot.
Yeah, he's got to fight the winner of Usman Colby Covington.
Look,
I'm very
you know
excited
the
about
problem
that
is,
fight.
is that there's a high possibility of Usman pulling out of that fight. I know I'm like jinxing it now, but that guy's very injured. You know, like
Yeah,
he's-
his knees are jacked.
he's got like almost no knees left. You know, so I mean that would be a very interesting backup. But look, it's probably too close to this fight.
If like I was saying, this, if you're what's happening, boy? Failing the HACCP compliance up here,
Just a
bro.
touch dusty.
If you're the UFC, you definitely want Colby Covington versus Jorge Masvidal. After all that's happened, dude.
And you want to see Masvidal like do the same thing that Kevin Lee.
You
did
actually want
to-
you want to see him like retire.
Maybe you like,
Covington.
listen, Kumara. We're gonna pay for them to fix your knees for the rest of your life, but
Plus we'll give you a full purse.
we just need you to be injured for this one. How does $5 million sound? To just take it easy for the day. You know? Just take the time off. Just go and relax. Did you see their face-offs, their like whole press conferencing thing they did in New York before UFC 244? Kumar Usman no shirt, man. He's like, yeah. Come on, son. Fuck, that's a
African
cracking
genetics
fight,
trying to.
That's a cracking fight.
Yeah. That whole card's amazing.
Dude, it's ridiculous.
Do you see
UFC are just cranking it up now. Eh? They're like,
Aldo is doing his bantamweight debut?
Yeah, against.
Which is actually crazy because he used to struggle to
Marlon
make
Moraes.
featherweight. Eh?
maybe he's vegan, boy.
He watched Game Changers.
Yeah, you watch Game Changer. I hope he doesn't watch Brokeback Mountain after that. Bro. Things are gonna get interesting. Bro.
Oh man.
What is being advertised in the background there?
I don't know. Marisan.
Marisan. It looks hella interesting. I hope it's a cheese.
It looks like a cheese, eh?
It does look like a cheese, eh? Like Kitty's cheese being broadcast.
It looks like a Morrow's ad.
Oh, may the force be with him. All right, well, 2 minutes.
Yeah, unless something weird happens, then she'll definitely got this fight.
Unless those guys judging the Bagatine versus Kanyeba fights are judging this one.
Sky again. that card's coming along nicely at least. Because I was like, and I was like, geez, I'm so sad running out of time. You're like, we still got time, 6 weeks. Not 40 days. Still waiting for some fights. But yeah, the card's filling up at least.
What's the?
I'm very excited for that
yeah,
card.
Nine more wanted Coxon for that card. Main card.
Come
No,
guys.
they're talking about March. They're talking about March.
This is
not this card,
2020, yeah.
Because, I don't know why I interacted with that, but I did.
But
I just said it's a bad fight. I don't think it's a good fight. And they're like, yeah, he's changed fights. I'm like, yeah, how much can you change in a couple of months? Like, that dude needs like a solid year off to like evaluate what he wants to do with his
Also,
life.
what's name's cheek be alright for March?
that's like, bro, that's like. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, guys.
Are you talking about
It's
Petey
ju-
Coxon's
it's just
broken
a-
jaw, bro?
It's just a joke.
Are you talking about
Sure,
Petey
it's fine.
Coxon's broken jaw, Rook? Is that what you're trying to say? That he's still recovering from a dislocated, fractured jaw?
Oh, no. Nothing.
Oh, crucifix.
Unless he did a Marcella team.
There we go. Trap that on. Something's crawling up your leg. It's not excitement, I'll tell you that much. Well, I reckon we can... How are we calling Ferrier, bro?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Dansheels. You out-grappled this guy. I was wrong.
Yeah. Warren was wrong. Again.
What was that?
You were
thing
also
Dar-
wrong.
What was that thing
I'm never
Darren Till
wrong.
was saying about the haters?
Fuck the
Applies here,
haters.
Warren's
Fuck the haters.
How we... can we call Ferrier?
Ferrier. Yeah, let's call Ferrier.
Just give him a heads up there. Just tell him we're going to call him on Skype.
We're calling you on Skype.
I don't know why I pressed pause.
We're calling you on
Sorry.
Skype or on
Oh, no, this whole
Facebook.
thing.
Facebook, we can do.
But I think this is one of those times where we're pretty
Okay.
confident
Please
we know
put
that the
filter on for us.
judges are going to-
Yeah, we need to try to... Just go to Facebook, please.
Realistically, anything other than a 30-27 at the very least.
Cool, so we're going to call Mr. Ferrier. We're going to talk about the World Champs coming up. Boy, go to Messenger. Okay, let me do it from here. It's going to be quicker. This is going to be the best teamwork you've ever seen.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Let's for real maybe just cut the volume here, hey? I think Dansheels wins that.
Yeah.
30-27.
Easy.
Where am I? Boy, if you can just start typing in Justin Ferrier. For those of you who don't know who Justin Ferrier is, hang tight, he'll explain who he is.
We're not 100% sure.
Whoa. What's going on there?
Good save, good save.
Oh, that
that's
got a bit
dangerous.
dodgy. That got dodgy. Oh, it's coming in hot.
That was quick reactions.
You gotta be
Good
fast.
C used to do boxing, eh?
Hello.
Welcome
Hello.
to Radio Top 9.
I have a face for radio. You see that? Look in the back.
Rook, see if we got filters.
Yo, where
I
are
don't
those
fucking
things?
put filters on you.
Let's roll with it. Just go with it. Where are these things?
Fuck off with your face in the thing, man.
Sorry, bro. This is
Yeah,
live
but
radio.
I-
Can you
I-
please
I-
can you please not swear? This is live.
Oh, sorry, guys.
No, I'm joking.
No, we're joking. This certainly isn't
But
live.
Did
Hi.
Dansheels win? What happened with the fight?
Yes. Well,
Well, we assume 30-27 Dansheels. We
we
assume.
didn't actually stick around for the official decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out grappled that out.
Do you guys not have internet in Durban or what's going on?
Well,
No,
these
we
are...
did, but
They sent us
William
the
is a
link.
fucking tech savvy guy, and he couldn't log on because it said he had no credentials. I must agree.
How it works is you actually have to register and then watch it.
No, I did.
Did you?
I registered. It sent me a link. It said you activated. I clicked on it. It said please enter password. I said I've just done that.
That's so,
William owns an
that's so
iPhone
strange
company.
because we did the same thing.
Yeah,
and
I
it
remember
worked.
doing the exact same thing and it was fine for me.
And you don't own a tech company.
Yeah, I actually sell beer for a living. And it was fine for me.
Well, that's where I went wrong, guys. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Happening.
Hello, gentlemen. What's happening?
Finally, a year late. You're on.
Well,
Sorry
yeah,
about staying late from last time. You did make us wait an hour and 10, but we'll take it because we owe.
You told me-
I said 8:30, so what's the time now? 40 minutes. At least we showed up, guys. Just
No, sure. Yeah, I'll take it on the chin. We'll serve them.
I didn't even know we were on last time. You know, so that's sort of like an hour late.
Sounds like a valid excuse.
yeah. Well, anyways, I started this segment by saying we're about to get Justin Ferrier on the show. For those of you who don't know who he is, we'll let you explain.
I'm Justin. I run KZN MMA. I'm a national board
And
member.
KZN.
And pretty much. I've got a good committee. It's not me. It's a whole bunch of us. But yes, I've been around a while, and I love what I do.
And
Nice.
the man to our right,
Mr. Will.
sort of, actually, depends which way you're looking at
Will
this.
I am.
Yeah, I am. On
Tell everyone who you are.
Tell everyone who I am. Okay, at the moment, I'm one of the national coaches, taking the guys across to IMF in 5 days' time. I'm also the KZN head coach from the beginning of this year. And I run the mixed martial arts at Carlson Gracie Lions Den. So that's a little brief synopsis. I've been doing MMA for 12, 13 years, something like that. 20 bone breaks later, whatever it is. All good times.
And you're my only friend.
Fantastic. So obviously the main reason we want to chat to you guys, I think a lot of people in the MMA community have seen this upsurge this year, and I think you guys have been probably the biggest driving force behind the scenes, trying to get fundraisers going, events going, and really trying to make an effort for the guys to get as much of the guys and girls over for the IMF World Champs, get the funding going, doing all those sort of things. So just give us a bit of insight on what's happening, what kind of a team are we sending, and what still needs to be done in this last little bit.
Cool. So I wasn't the first to go to IMF and work as an official, but I went last year with Shireen, Dedra, Ferdy's been before, Raymond's obviously been, but I went last year, and I've obviously been accredited twice under Mark Goddard. He's given me my credentials. And I went last year and I saw the structured worlds, first worlds I'd ever been to. And I was like, surely we can fucking do this now. And I came back and I put, William is a good friend. I've known him for years. We were at GBH together. And I was like, let's structure this thing in our province and do what we can. And I put a good committee together. Good refs, Maria, who's the real boss of this committee. William came on board. And I'll let William take over from the coaching scenario.
Oh, thanks. So we started in the beginning of the year. We did our KZN trials. I think historically, for the last however long we've been sending guys across to worlds, we haven't had KZN doing much representation. We haven't known about it in the past, really, to be honest with you. So this year we did our KZN trials in the beginning of the year. We took a team across to nationals. From the trials, we had a day where we did a full session testing the guys, putting them through drills, putting them through tech and the rest of it. We chose a team out of that to represent at nationals. And then we also chose a couple of guys from the various fights like MFC and the rest of it who performed in the past. So we put them on as wild cards. We took them across. KZN did pretty well at the nationals. We performed. The guys did what they needed to do. And from that, a national team was selected for your All Africas. And that was the first sort of filter into All Africas with the Joburg and the Durban guys and the rest of it. And after All Africas, the team was then selected for an initial sort of SA squad, an initial Proteas squad. We chose as many of the guys as we could, the guys who performed, and a couple of criteria, guys who've actually done the training, who've gone to nationals, who've done All Africa, and on top of that, who could commit to it. Because there's a lot of guys who would love to be on the team, but they either have work commitments or they've got varsity or exams, and they just couldn't commit. So we filtered the team down. We got a national training squad together. And we put in training sessions in Joburg and Durban. The Durban guys went up to Joburg. The Joburg guys came down to Durban. And then I know Joburg's been training up on their side. We've obviously been doing a hell of a lot of work down here every week, putting in as many sessions as we can with all the guys. And that's kind of been where we are. And then the teams sort of filtered down from initially a big group to the guys who, once again, could go overseas, who had the time to invest. And obviously money is a massive thing. That was one of our biggest hurdles. We've got I think when Justin and I originally said we're going to do this in the beginning of the year, one of the criteria we put in place was we wanted to take guys who deserved to go, and we didn't want finances to be a stumbling block. So we didn't want to say, guys who could afford to go just got in simply because they had the money. And not that the guys who have the money don't deserve to go. There are a ton of guys who have the money and do deserve. But on the flip side, we've got a lot of guys from previously disadvantaged communities, townships, whatever it may be, who just don't have a cent to their name, but they are excellent, martial artists. So we made a commitment to try and get as many of those guys across as possible. And that for us has probably been the biggest win.
Yeah.
I think we've been very fortunate to be able to raise the funds and do as much as we can to put all those guys in. So right now, there's no one who deserves to go from our side that we haven't been able to get on the team, to be honest with you, from a financial point of view, which is huge.
There's a ton of guys that should be in the team.
Yeah.
But the commitment, whatever. And we're not here to talk about the negativity, but for me, next year, the hurdlers now, we'll get through next week, the Worlds, and then next year we hope to take everybody. Like, we want to leave nobody behind, but you've got to start somewhere.
I think the big thing is if you look at this year compared to previous years, there's been no real media or Facebook coverage in previous years. as much as there has been this year. It's been very active. So I think there's no excuses next year for guys not being aware of trials, All Africa, nationals, and the rest of it. It's been all over it. Everyone's talking about it. You guys are talking about it. Other media outlets are talking about it. It's all over Facebook. The Master Page has got it. KZN MMA has got it. So I think next year we're going to see a massive uptake on guys who want to be part of this now, because it has been a good journey from where we started in January to where we are now. It's been a hell of a hard year, I'll be honest with you. It's been I thought just coming on board and doing the coaching would be the big part, the easy part. That really hasn't been, to be honest with you. The coaching's something I enjoy. It's fun. It's obviously hard work. I've just come from a 2-hour session with the guys now. But
Mr. Fitness.
Someone's got to do it. But it's been the big issue has been the fundraising. I thought we'd raise funds a lot easier than we have, to be honest with you. I thought corporates would come on board. I thought we were going to get a lot more money than we did up front, and we didn't, and that was the issue. So that's why, thanks to Justin, he's put a hell of a lot of work in on getting that fundraising going, doing our, from when we did Submission Kings.
Yeah. Where's your medal, Warren? Where's your gold rashi?
It's all sitting at home at the moment.
Yeah, Warren.
I don't like to gloat so much that we went to Durban and just absolutely stole everything and came back home.
We did the same thing with MMA, so
yeah.
No, fair enough.
I was gonna roll, but I thought, shame, you guys came all the way.
Luke Moore was definitely.
He's like, I'm in the under 80s. I was like, cool, go away in. He's like, no, I just ate a Boerewors roll. Likely story.
It's like that pool table hustle, eh? Oh, how do I play this game?
Yeah.
But I think, the big thing is we've had a bit of success with the fundraising. It's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. We did the rash guards, we did raffles, we did an exhibition MMA tournament which raised money, sub kicks. Obviously, all the funds raised from that hasn't gone to Justin and myself. It's obviously gone to the team. And we've had guys come on board. We've had anonymous donors who don't want to be named, who are doing it just because they see what we put in. They don't want any credit, and they've actually put some money in. So I think we've been blessed with that. It's been great to see guys putting faith in what we're doing and actually coming on board with money and actually investing in what they see as the athletes. It's humbling.
It does. It makes such a difference with like a corporate sponsor. Like we obviously got CMH. They haven't given us a huge amount of money, but have given us support for venues. We're doing a kit handover in their boardroom on Thursday. Cars when we need it, even when we needed to go to see the judge. Like it makes such a from a support structure, and then other people starting to believe in you because you've got a listed company believing in you.
Yeah,
it makes a huge difference. And also, like a lot of it rides on our reputation, the fact that we have good names. People know me to be a straight shooter. People will have an opinion about me, good or bad. They still do know who I am, and I really.
And then, and then with regards to the team, I know there's been a lot of who's on the team, who's not on the team, how was it selected? Like I said in the beginning, there was a process that was followed from the nationals to All Africa to
albeit rushed, but it was followed.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, and so there are a lot of guys, and everyone's, is this the best team we could have selected? It's the best team that was available. Are there other guys in there who have titles in other divisions and other organizations who we'd love to have bought? Absolutely, but if they didn't make themselves available, it's very difficult. We actually approached certain guys, asked them to be part of the national setup early on, and they actually turned us down. They didn't want to get involved, and that was 6 months ago.
A lot of people didn't believe in it, and only you'll find a lot of people. It's difficult to buy into something. Only when you've had success or structure, and we've shown that there's structure. Now they go, hang on, there's something to fight for other than a local title. There's actually, I can be world ranked.
Yeah.
And what we've noticed now is I've got a ton of guys messaging me, asking when the KZN trials are going to be. Can they now pre-register? Can they get involved? So I think our next trials is going to be huge compared to, we had a good turnout initially, but I think now we are going to have a massive turnout just considering the interest that's been generated and how well the guys have actually done.
Yeah.
So from our team perspective, we've got a good team. We genuinely do. We're sitting with some really good guys who are holding a bunch of titles, guys who fought a lot. So, we've got the 2 guys going to senior division, and then we've got 4 juniors or the under 21s going. And I think the experience these guys are going to gain is brilliant, but we're not going across just to get experience. It's an expensive hobby just to get experience. we're actually going across to hopefully perform, to be honest with you. I think this year is going to be obviously the hardest one we've ever had. All the divisions are stacked. I mean, you're looking at, in the past, there were empty divisions or a couple of guys here and there. These divisions are full. There's 32 guys in the division. Almost all the male divisions are full except for super heavy and flyweight. So your lightweights, your bantams, your feathers, your welters, your middles, you got a full division, 32 guys. It's going to be a tough tournament, to be honest with you. But we got a bunch of good guys there. Francois Mayer, obviously, I mean, he's gone before. He's done exceptionally well. He's probably, as you guys have said before, one of the top ranked amateurs in the country. He's put a lot of work in. He spent 2 weeks in Durban. The last 2 weeks training. He's flying back down tomorrow. So he's putting the effort in. Obviously, Peace is a champion. He's fought at 5 stars. The guy's exceptionally good as well. So he's representing from.
So watch out for these 2 juniors, Richard and Cameron Coulson.
Yeah. So Richard's a killer. I mean, the guy's fit as days, great stand-up. He's been working a lot. Cameron Coulson won at Nationals, hasn't lost yet. Junior just turned 18. He's got a good future ahead of him. And then obviously you've got Andrew Carruth, who's a defending champion from MFC, featherweight champion. He went last year. So, there's another title holder who's doing well. Voyu Jula, obviously MFC champion, went to GFC, picked up a title there last month. So he's a Joburg champion as well. The guy's got...
He's had like 24 fights or 25 fights.
28 fights, I think,
Yeah.
20
That's
odd
mental.
wins. So... we've got good guys. I know there's been a lot of guys saying, oh, no, there were better guys or there were this and that. I don't know. The guys we've got have actually proved it, and they've done particularly well on the SA circuit. Whether they perform on the world circuit, I mean, that's obviously, we know what we're going to see. It won't be through lack of effort and trying. I mean, the guys down this side now, we've been putting in the sessions. We're doing probably 3 to 4 sessions a week with these guys.
Plus their own home gym. Yeah.
Plus their own home gyms. And that's been the biggest thing that we've seen happen over the last sort of the evolution of this year is I'm talking from a Durban point of view specifically, because this is where we obviously do a lot of our work, is the gym politics breaking down. In the beginning it was difficult for you to get a guy from a different gym to come train at your gym and give up their training time. Their coaches wouldn't be happy with that. Right now we've got 6 different gyms in Durban all working together. The guys come through, they train, they work together, and they don't do it in any resentment. We've got guys going out of their way, 50 Ks, to pick up a guy who's not even from their gym to bring him to national training and drop him off after training, because these guys have now been together for 8 months.
Warren wants to ask a question. He's biting it.
No. Talk. Do your thing, man. Do your thing.
1,000 word.
I got a couple of questions, but I'll let you.
Like I said,
I'll let you
so
guys run it.
For me, that's been a big evolution. Is we've tried to break down that barrier and actually say, guys, this is for the national team. This isn't your individual gyms and the rest of it. So, and we've done training sessions at multiple gyms. I haven't just said, okay, we're going to do it at my gym. No, I've gone to another gym. I've gone to other guys' gyms, giving them a chance so they don't have to travel. Bring the team there. It's been good, and we've had a lot of buy-in, which I think is great from the other coaches. And we've been happy to let them get involved as well. It's at the end of the day, we don't know everything. I don't know everything, and if I can get expertise elsewhere, you can assist.
Yeah, Rich Cotton came down for a day and helped us out.
Gareth McKellen came to the session. That was a great session. The tech was good, but the actual speech he did afterwards was amazing.
Bro, if we could give that to you, that was the big. I actually sent it to Dansheels to listen, because he joined the session, to listen before his fight. Bro, it is like Braveheart stuff. Unbelievable speech by Gareth.
You feel like you can take on the world. Cause a revolution.
Hate speech. Start a hate speech.
So just to first question, right? So there was a youth world championships earlier this year, and now you said there's a youth component in this world championships. What's the differentiating factor between those two?
I think it was called cadet. Forgive me because it is new and I haven't learned all of the terminology. There was a youth which was, call it up to 16 years old.
Okay.
This, when we say junior,
18,
18 to 21.
Oh, okay.
That's the cut. So guys that are 19 can compete as seniors, but if they're in that bracket, like Sabelo is fighting, Ade is fighting, they 20, but they're fighting at 18 to 21. So if Cameron, for example, and Rickard, they're both 18, they can fight for 3 years as juniors. They can then turn senior, or if they're tired after a year juniors, they can compete in the senior division. They're just giving more depth for guys that are like, you don't want to go be 19 years old and go fight a 27-year-old Russian.
Yeah, 100%.
So I think.
Why is it always the
IMF
Russians, Ferrier?
Bro, they are scary dudes, bro. Promise you.
All I'm saying is Dansheels went there for a week to do pharmaceuticals in Russia. And,
Yeah, we heard
And
that.
he was looking a bit
he looked,
thick in
he
this
looked a
fight.
bit shredded for this fight.
We heard the Russians.
No, we're only
Eastern
joking.
European bloc, eh?
He looked the same.
And she's a vegetarian, you know that.
What, so
They wa-
vegetarians can't do steroids? Is
They,
that
wa-
what you're
they,
saying?
wa- they watched the Game Changers documentary.
Listen, I just want to clear the air here. We are not saying that Shields on steroids. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. Everybody it's just a joke.
Then my second question. So how much did it cost for these guys to go? And is there any shortfall yet still outstanding for these guys?
Costs a fuckload of money.
Per person?
A fuckload per person.
About 31,000.
About 31 grand. So everyone's on the plane. By hook, not by crook, but we've swiped a few credit cards. We've had some help there. Some money owed to myself and William, but that's not our concern now. Yes, I'm gonna find a way next year to monetize it because it's not sustainable just paying for things.
No, we can't do what we did this year. You know,
Just that it's too much financial strain, but we made a promise and we followed through on it. All donations are welcome. You know, we did send money, but you know, it was hard, but it had to be done. Yes, we are short technically because if William and I are to call in our loans, it would be bankrupt. But it was a case of we're going. So we still are. We are still fundraising and things like that. But it's about 31 grand a person. And we helped a lot of people. Some of them are pet projects.
Yeah.
So
Some of them have helped themselves.
So everyone's entered, everyone's got a flight, everyone's got accommodation.
You just ruined my fundraising for the last week. Yes. Everyone's going. We're on the plane.
Yeah, so we were able to, you know, the initial thing was obviously getting the guys registered, and that was about 12,000 rand a person, so $860. So everyone was registered. Yeah, so
Is that for
everyone
the
was
flight
registered.
and the registration to fight?
No,
No,
just the registration.
Just the registration.
Just to compete.
You know, we've got advantage on the dollar, just to enter. But it does include your hotel,
Your kits and your hotel.
your kits and your hotel, and
Oh,
your
okay.
hotels are up, and your food is included.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is a waste to anybody trying to do a weight cut.
You almost gave me a heart attack to think like $860 just to compete. I was like, holy shit.
It includes, like, at the hotels are really nice, bro. So you get your coffee and your water. You're not going to get Cokes in that.
Yeah.
And ink no dogs. But you are covered in terms of buffet breakfast, buffet dinner, and then they give you vouchers for lunch. And then it's the Emirates flights I managed to get for 11.2 or so.
11.2, yeah.
Yeah, they would normally be about 14 grand.
So yeah, we were lucky. Yeah, if you paid if you had a Nedbank corporate card, you got a 25% discount on the base fare. So Jay and I both have cards, so luckily we were able to knock 25% off, which was a bonus. We looked at all the options. Hey,
Ethiopian Airlines,
whatever.
How far is Bahrain from Dubai?
Hour and 20
Yeah,
on a flight. It's quick.
So the
Like you'll
Dubai
spend
flight's
all-
like $6,000, right? Like
Listen, I just want to put a disclaimer here because Warren tried to tell me the same cuck for Abu Dhabi, but it's what he's
Well,
about
yeah,
to s-
bro.
what he's about
was
to say is
$6,000.
completely
I
wrong.
You're flapping your wings to get there. It's not 6 grand.
Maybe-
Last time anything
maybe
was 6
if
grand
you've
was
got a
given to
2
Cape
day-
No,
Town.
look, it can be done. It can be done because I
much
flew
did you
to
pay
Abu
for?
Dhabi for under 6, but I was
Never.
smart. Promise you.
How?
I'll show you.
Please.
Did you go in like the baggage?
No, Qatar. Qatar Airways.
Oh, how long did you
I went
play?
in the very best.
you have just put
in
your
the
hand
very-
up as the
in
official
very best
flight
seat
organizer for
economy has
Massa.
to offer. I'll
Very
show.
basic.
Yeah, the very best seat economy has to offer. Bro. You know, I'll seat row 25A.
Other toilets.
on the toilet.
Yeah, no.
Dan,
It's
you're
just
saying-
shopping.
Good
it's
job,
just shopping,
guys.
it's just
No, but
shopping.
like in all fairness, like good job. Like
Yeah.
you got
Listen,
everyone there.
guys, sorry. Look, I know we can speak forever, but we've got a date with the matchmaker for Brave, and so we got to get that done.
Ditched
But
again.
before that happens, I don't know if it's happened for you guys, but I'm gonna try to say it as best as I can. Obviously, you guys are trying to be as humble as possible. You've dug into your own pockets for the sake of MMA South Africa. All we can say is thank you for that. Your work's not going unnoticed. Even if it's only the two of us idiots singing your praises, yeah.
And Rourke.
Yeah.
Even though he's watching R. Kelly videos.
Rourke's busy playing Candy Crush in the corner. Yeah, I do apologize. You can't take him anyway. It was a chatty Cathy, no, but Nice hasn't said a word. So honestly, guys, thank you for your work that you've done. I mean, I've got goosebumps to just bear witness to what you guys have done. It's a kind of thing that's waiting for initiative for guys to grab it by the balls and just go with it. And we thank you guys for that, man.
Yeah, look, guys,
Thank you for the
no, we appreciate it. And at the end of the day, I know it's just us on camera now talking, but there's a whole bunch of guys.
Well, you were supposed to be at 4 Elements a while ago, but we won't go there.
I believe I was running a national training session that day. Yeah?
I was just tired.
I was just tired, he says.
On one last note, though, how can everyone watch the World Championships and what are the dates?
It's on RMF.tv, but what I am going to do is I'll send you a link, and are you good at links? I'm not. I'll send you the link when I'm there, so you can watch it.
So yeah, give us the link and we'll share it because you actually use this.
The link and you share it. Yeah.
That's a good idea. Well, guys, sorry we have to catch you, but thank you for your time. Good luck with everything out there. We, whatever we are, we represent, and we're back behind you guys. And thank you for your work.
Thank you,
guys. Appreciate it so much.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, man. So that was Ferrier and Will.
And now things are gonna get a bit juicy. Juicy.
Did you say that just because it was Ferrier and his love for Notorious B.I.G.?
I was staring.
We should have done an intro song for them.
Hey, what is it?
Well, they changed the song. That's good, eh?
That was quite hectic.
Hello,
sir. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Fantastic. Sorry, Scarp just wants me to do something.
Fantastic. Let me see if this works. Can you hear me okay?
We hear you perfectly. Can you hear us fine?
I can hear you. It's a little bit quiet. Let me see if I can. Hang on.
A little bit quiet. Maybe we need to get loud.
It's a little bit low, the volume.
That's interesting.
I can hear Warren real well.
And can you hear me? Is that better if I come a bit closer to the mic?
I can hear you, but it's a little bit.
Rourke, can you just
jam up that
jam up the
button there.
volumes there? Maybe that should help. Both of them, yeah, as much as they can go. They're maxed, eh? Okay,
yeah.
Cool. We'll project. Yousef, how are you, sir? Welcome to the show.
I'm doing very well. How are you guys?
We are fantastic. Sorry, we actually just got off the phone with the guys, Justin Ferrier and William Oberholzer for Team SA heading out to the World Championship. So we were just getting a quick update on what our amateur team looks like this year.
Amazing. Are they heading out soon to Bahrain?
Yes, very soon. They're heading out this week. We actually asked them.
Friday.
Yeah. So they're on their way. They're getting ready to head out there.
That's exciting. I love watching the amateur championships. You just really unearth some really stellar gems, and it's just fun to watch them come through the system when they turn pro eventually.
Yeah, fantastic. So Yousef, the bearing question is here for people that are tuning in. Who are you? Where are you from? And what is it that you do?
That's $1 million question. So, I'm half German, half Jordanian. Jordanian of Armenian origin, so a bit of a mix. I was born in Amman, Jordan, and then finished my schooling and everything between Germany and the UK. In my day job, it might be a bit boring. I actually work in the teeth business. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with the brand Invisalign in South Africa.
No.
It's the alternative to braces that straighten teeth.
It's like an invisible plate that like straightens your teeth and.
Yeah, it looks almost like a mouth guard, but it's 0.3 millimeters thin, and you switch them every 2 weeks, and they straighten your teeth over time. So that's my actual company. We are the Invisalign of the Middle East, and my mistress is MMA though, so I do the matchmaking for Brave on the side.
Brilliant. Where are you based currently?
In Chicago.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Chicago's a ruthless city weather-wise, though, huh?
It's fucking cold. It's awful.
No,
I'm telling you, so my wife and my daughter and I we're heading back to Beirut, where my wife is from, for Christmas on the 15th of December, and it can't come soon enough because it's already starting to really turn here. And by the time we're back, sort of around the 15th of January, it's miserable, to be honest with you.
Yeah, geez, and that's when our weather is just becoming perfect. I think it's probably like
beautiful
25 degrees now in the middle of the night, so it's a good time.
Oh man,
not to make you jealous.
this time last year it was minus 26 Celsius here, so it was yeah.
So based on that, I assume you're not going to be in South Africa for the Brave card.
You know what? I'm definitely going to try. It's hard to make it to all the cards just because. So, for example, this month you have 3 in 3 different continents, and it's hard to make it to Romania, then Bahrain, and then to India. So I'm going to Bahrain. I'd really like to come to the South Africa card, not just because I think it's a really cool card and there's some good fights on there, but also because it's one of those bucket list items. I've seen an MMA show in Brazil, I've seen one in Japan, I've seen one in the US, I've seen one in Abu Dhabi, I've seen one in Jordan. I'd love to see one in Africa. So
fantastic.
Brilliant.
So obviously, Yousef, there's some blaring questions about Brave and the return to South Africa. 2018, I don't think it's any secret that it wasn't the way. It wasn't the right representation of Brave, especially from our side. From what we saw, there was a lot of mistakes made that we felt as a MMA fraternity. So, how hard is it now from your perspective as a matchmaker that's got to look at this card and say, look, things maybe didn't go the way we wanted to last year. We really need to get that respect back from the South African MMA fraternity or the MMA community, fans, fighters, and everybody involved. How hard has that been facing those problems?
It's a good question, man. And you know what? You're absolutely right. Last year was definitely not like I don't think anyone wants to go through that again. Sure. From the fighters to the staff to absolutely anyone involved. So honestly, I didn't think we'd come back. And I try to limit my role to where I just focus on. I try to not get involved in anything unless they say, okay, we're going to this city. This is a date. Go build a card. Because it's easy to get lost in doing a million things with the promotion. Sure. So when this one came around, I did have a chat with everyone internally saying, guys, okay, if we're going to go back, it cannot be like last year. We need to pick a suitable venue. We need to pick suitable fighters. We need to, God, I guess I can say this. We just need to not be dicks about it.
Sure.
I think that's the best way of actually referring to it. The counter promoting thing, I think, was a huge factor. You had a big, it was a big weekend, and
it was stupid.
South Africans are very loyal to their own brands, and it just
rightly so.
And it just seemed also like the venue was quite a peculiar venue. Even the local organizations have struggled in those venues. So it just seemed like a very peculiar situation, and it kind of like deflated all the momentum that Brave had built, that they finally come into South Africa. Because like Al and myself, we wanted to go to Brave, but we couldn't go to Brave because EFC is the biggest thing on the African continent at the moment. Yeah. So it's but you put it the best way.
That, and so I've never been to the country. I only found out about an hour ago that you don't have daylight saving times. We were supposed to be on an hour ago. So let alone when the where the venue is or when the holidays are, etc. So it was a learning experience, and definitely I'd like to think that this year. Well, first off, we're in a different city. It's a different date. We have fighters from the city. Now, I think you just saw Dansheels fight, so he'll definitely be on that card. I'm hoping to get Steven on as well, depending on what happens in his fight. So Steven is nuts. He's always up for it. I'm just waiting for his fight to happen and him to come out hopefully injury-free, and then we could rebook him right away. So I do think this year, and on a personal level, I'm making a big effort on making, trying to set things right, at least where I can, which is with the fighters. So I'm trying to get everyone as busy as I possibly can now.
Brilliant.
Our SA guys, yeah.
Sure. In terms of building that card, you mentioned now that there's going to be local guys on that. So how difficult has that been to try and? I mean, you said you've never been here. So I mean, we've had brief chats in the past and things like that. The first thing I want to ask you: you guys changed your date. and this was something that I was thought it was quite interesting when the date initially was starting to be rumored. Like the 16th, it was kind of okay. It's not going to be the same day as EFC, but it's nearby, and automatically the first thing that came to mind, because I know me and Warren are suckers for Fight Week. We the guys that are watching Embedded, watching the interviews, watching face-offs and that sort of stuff. So the second you're putting that timeline in, you're kind of losing all of that. You know what I mean? Because you're going to be overshadowed by the main promotion in South Africa, and then it's going to kind of end, and then you're like, okay, Brave started now. So firstly, I think moving that fight card a week earlier gives you that week before to build it up as well, which was a smart move in the end. So what actually initiated that change of date first off?
That's a good question. I think a lot of it was venue availability. Unfortunately, with booking venues and booking locations, sometimes it's so last minute. It's so last minute, and it's kind of like, hey, okay, you've got 4 weeks to build a card. You got to figure it out. So I think a lot of it this time around was the venue availability, and definitely the holidays coming up. You're not just competing with the EFC, who put on a great show. You're also competing with Christmas, and
sure.
Christmas always wins.
And actually, the peculiar thing is that EFC have done cards on public holidays in Durban, and they historically have done very poorly. Unfortunately, South Africans aren't they won't go to an MMA event on a public holiday because it's very much a family. It's very much a family day. And so I think the move was a great was a great
it was a good call.
Great call, yeah.
To be honest with you, when I first heard about the date, and because it was so close to the Dricus Lazar fight, I just thought, God, why don't we just co-promote? Let's just do one kick-ass card. They can put their best guys, we can put our best guys, and let's just do one massive card to end the year. And I think that sets a lot of good precedents, not just with the SA MMA community, but also with all the other fighters. That, hey, you know what, guys, we're not here to stir the pot. In fact, we're here to put on good fights, good shows, get more fighters involved, get more fighters busy, and it's just another opportunity for fighters to compete.
Yeah, sure. So did you test the waters with the co-promotion idea?
Did I test the waters? I mean, I've floated the idea internally with mixed results, and I did get a message from Graham from EFC. So we've been talking back and forth because obviously they have a lot of athletes at the moment, and some of them are from Durban. So we were seeing if maybe we could get some of them over on our card. And I said to him, hey, you know what? Next year, I mean, the decision is way above my pay grade, but next year, why don't we do a show together? If it were up to me, and I think if it were up to Graham, we should do that. I think we could put on something terrific.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Yeah, geez, that would be insane to see, man.
I mean, Romania was just a co-promotion, right?
Romania was a co-promotion, and pretty much we only had 4 fights on there. So if you see my eye wandering off here, I'm actually watching it on the other screen.
No,
Dansheels looked really good. Nikolai looked really good. Benoit is someone I'm really super keen on. So yeah, Romania was a co-promotion. Now the next one is Bahrain, which is a full Brave card, and then India, another full Brave card. SA, another full Brave card, and then I think we have Saudi, another full Brave card, and then we have one that has not been announced yet on the 14th of December. But that's a co-promotion. So one more co-promotion to end the year.
Okay, brilliant.
Just to go back to what we were saying, and I think me and Warren have been proponents who have gone quite hard at it about Brave, and then I think last week or the week before we were kind of saying that the strange thing is that a lot of the negativity from South Africans towards Brave is actually not just because it's not the promotion. It's not Brave puts on big shows all over the world, and this was something I wanted to reiterate, that the shows are big all over the world, and I mean, you guys are reaching territories unknown that has never seen MMA before and doing it successfully. So the problem was obviously coming here. Now with the opportunity to get back, the question here is, what can you tell us about this card that we're going to see in Brave? Obviously, I know matchmaking is intricate and release times are quite intricate, but what sort of fights can you tell us we can expect to see?
Is this live?
No.
No.
It'll go out 2 days.
Okay. Then let me actually pull it up right here whilst we're whilst we're talking, because I don't think they've announced it yet, but we can kind of dabble. So
just feel the waters.
Yeah. Let's see. So, I mean, definitely Dansheels, especially after that performance, I'd love to get him on.
Sure.
I have not booked an opponent for him yet, purely because, you know, you just want to see how his fights went.
Cool.
And if he came out unscathed, and it certainly looks like it, I'll definitely be having a call with his manager tomorrow just to make sure. And then we'll definitely get him on that card. The same goes for Steven. You know, let's see what happens with his fight in Bahrain, and then we'd love to have him on as well. I can tell you that we also have Mzwandile is going to be on there, and he is going up against Jeremy Smith.
Okay, that's
a good.
That's a big fight, actually.
Yeah, that's a cracker.
Yeah.
Jeremy is like an old dog of South African MMA. He was like one of the pioneers. I mean, everyone
Yeah.
definitely enjoys watching him.
Against the viral
And
sensation.
one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
Against the viral sensation. We searched hashtag Diaz shortly before this. We were looking for the cut R, and Mzwandile Hlongwa's video is still popping up under hashtag
Really?
Diaz. I don't know why, but it's still going. That was posted like an hour ago, so it's crazy
That's
how
nuts.
how viral that dude has gone.
Yeah.
It's pretty insane.
But those two, you know, I think Mzwandile needs a comeback, and Jeremy as well. He's just had a rough run. And I know he's had some health issues previously, so now he's saying that he's fully ready. So that's what I'm excited for. We also have, let me see, Nkhozi will be on there.
Yeah, the future.
Against Ian Cleary. I'm not sure if you know Ian. He's from SPG. He's from one of, what's his name? Connor's striking coach, Owen Roddy.
Owen Roddy, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He fought previously with us in London at bantamweight and lost. So Nkhozi is actually going down to bantamweight for that one.
Okay.
He's, you know, after his last fight, he said he feels more comfortable at bantam, and I tend to agree.
They seem like a massive size difference in that last fight. I mean, that Brazilian look.
Yeah.
Was it the Brazilian
thick
fight,
as a
right?
snicker, yeah. Jeez, he was a beast.
Caio Gregorio. Disclaimer: that is one I did not book. That's one.
Who booked that one?
that was done last minute. They said, hey, you know, we need Caio on the card. He's from Belo Horizonte. We need someone to fight him, and Nkhozi took the fight, and that was not one I booked because I made my opposition to that fight very well known internally. That was just too much too soon for Nkhozi, especially if you're trying to put him up.
Yeah, sure. Definitely.
Who else do we have? Ibrahim Mane is back against Kevin Ruart, who just won in European Beatdown. Ibrahim, I think he was on the season of The Fighter.
Yes,
that's great.
Yes.
He was a finalist.
He's there. We have Jamil Chan coming from Holland. I don't know if you guys have seen him fight before, but he's similar to like Joe Lozon. You will always you will always watch a Joe Lozon fight because you know it's just crazy shit's going to happen. Yeah. Jamil is the same. Someone who's just, you know, really aggressive striker. He's going up against Amin Ayoub, who's making his debut with us. Amin was previously the UAE Warriors lightweight and welterweight champ. He's now signed on board with us. So that's one I'm really excited for. We've got Martin De Beer. He's fighting. Nice. He's fighting against Jairus Dea from Cameroon by way of Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
Who else do we have?
Our producer Rourke's giving us funny looks because he recently lost the grappling match to Martin De Beer. So he's
but you know what? He probably deserves that. As far as I know, he just keeps on ripping off kids' legs.
Exactly. Everyone knows it, bro.
It's globally known.
You little bugger. Hey?
Yeah, I suppose that one was fair.
Stop ripping kids' ankles, bro. We're actually going to tell Martin De Beer next time to take your ankle.
He took my arm.
He took his arm.
Yeah, I think his arm is still sore. Nice. Martin De Beer is a massive addition on the Durban card. He's
that's a good one. Yeah. We have Dimitri Falk is coming back against Jason Culverwell. So there's those two will be on the card. We have one that I can definitely confirm to you in a couple of days. I'm just waiting for a few things to fall into place. But the main event, I'm sure you guys must have heard rumblings. Mr. Hanekom is coming back, Superman himself, to fight for the inaugural middleweight title against Daniel Gaucho, who I'm not sure if you saw his KO. He fought with us in Brazil. another super aggressive. Yeah, that's a really good one. I'm really, really looking forward to that one. I think it'd be interesting to see how both guys approach it. You know, you could definitely say that Chad has more ways to win, is the more cerebral fighter, especially with Coach Kwan in his corner. They're very, they're very big on game planning and strategizing. And Gaucho is just a wrecking ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's a great little card so
yeah,
far.
that is a good card.
Yeah.
Was
and then two more to add there, but once those are finalized, I'll be sure to let you know.
Cool. Was Chad Hanekom the immediate choice in your head to headline that card?
100%. Anywhere in South Africa, it could have been. Chad is from Joburg, but I don't think that really matters. I think he's the most seasoned South African athlete we have. He's on a nice little run. He just beat an 8-0 guy.
Sure.
For me, it was a no-brainer for him to headline the card.
Okay. Brilliant. And Yousef, from your point of view, obviously you've decked out a card. You've put a lot of research into it. You've put a lot of work into the details of how you've built that card. For people who are a little bit unfamiliar, what would you say they can expect from this Brave event in its entirety?
I don't know. Good question. I think the fights are really good. I think they're evenly matched. I think it's going to be 10 to 11 fights. Nice card, not too long. It's going to be a really good show, really good event. I know the whole crew is going down, so the commentators, Carlos, of course, will be there. The fights, I really expect are going to deliver. I would say if you're in Durban, you should definitely go by.
Fantastic. And I think even if you're close by, get in your car and drive down. It's a couple of hours from Joburg, so it's not too bad. It's like a
absolutely
5 to 7 hour drive, depending on how you
45-minute flight.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But you know what? Honestly, if you guys can make it, it'd be amazing to have you there. So
Warren's just been invited to an 8-man invitational jiu-jitsu competition. So I think it might just be me soloing it.
Okay.
So actually, Rourke also, even after he broke 2 kids' ankles, has still been invited to this competition. We don't know how.
I haven't been invited.
Oh, haven't you?
No, I didn't crack it.
But well, we know why now.
Rourke definitely wants to get on the photography team for Brave.
Yeah, got that.
Yeah, if Brave's looking for a gangster photographer, we've got your man.
Amazing. Man, no, it'd be amazing to have you guys there. I think it's going to be a good show. I think it's kind of like a Control-Alt-Delete for us in South Africa. Let's do this again. Let's get off on the right foot. Let's do things right. Let's do things like how we know we can. And I'm really excited. I think this is going to be a good card, and I'm sure when we come back again next year, it's going to be even better. So let's keep trucking.
Are you guys considering? Have you considered a destination for 2020?
No. I know if we do come to SA next year, it'll probably be close to this time again. I think the team is still working on finalizing January, February, March. So no location yet.
Definitely Cape Town.
But I guess we've been to Joburg, we've been to Durban. Maybe Cape Town is next. Who knows?
Fantastic. Yousef, thank you so much for your time, man. That's exciting news.
Thank you.
I think that's going to bring a lot of excitement when guys get to hear those fights. I think that's a great little fight card in the making there.
Definitely.
Some massive lineups.
Thanks a ton for having me on. I'm a big fan of the show. Alistair knows I don't miss an episode. I think what you guys are doing for SA athletes is awesome. It's great to see coverage on everyone wants to cover the UFC, everyone wants to cover Bellator, PFL 1. But support your local MMA fighter, and you guys are doing that, so that's awesome.
Thank you so very much. Appreciate that, and have a good time, and hopefully we'll see you.
You guys have a good start to your week, and congrats on the World Cup.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Yousef. Ciao, man.
Ciao. Bye.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Yeah, quick close
Very
that
exciting.
Facebook page.
Yeah, I don't want to keep any of that. That's a relief. That's still working. Fantastic. Cool, guys. Whew, it was quite a roller coaster.
We still haven't moved on to the.
She's like a draw.
Yes, Rook, you gotta be fast.
I was fast.
You gotta be fast, yeah. Yeah, we gotta change.
Did you guys check this little video that EFC just put out?
No, show us.
It's actually.
I've got a message from Guy,
cool.
which I'm guessing is that video.
No, it's cool. Check it out. Your internet's just a bit slow.
Well, boy, it's been the hardest working part of this show the whole night.
We streamed fights. We video called 2 Oaks in Durban. Video called someone in Chicago.
Give us a break. Give the internet a break, boy.
And there's thunder and lightning outside.
It's busy. If the internet were a person, it's busy standing against the cage. Bell's gone, hands on its knees, tired, you know, dead.
Oh, this okay.
This video.
Yeah.
This is
Let's
really
play it.
well
Put
made.
it on. Brew, start it from the beginning. Go full screen. and
Great.
stuff.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to get this thing going here.
You gotta be faster, dude. Brew, we have to get these screens back.
Bring back the
EFC.
lights,
Please.
Dude.
Please.
This is who's making these, bro?
Stefan.
Yeah, he's a beast, eh?
It's good, very good.
For sure, get that tattoo redone, Ozzy. I dig this kid, eh? Ooh, damn, bro. Boom!
Bink.
That was good.
That was
It's a good little video, eh? Sure.
Bro, have you seen how
Good
many
work.
people are like saying like Aziyashu, this is it, bro, he's gonna get sparked. I think that is so misinformed, bro.
It's him versus Chipumba, right?
Yeah. EFC for
That
sure.
is a
man.
close fight.
I think it's gonna be a brutal fight.
That's a fucking killer fight.
That's okay. My money's on that. for fight of
Oh,
the
hang
night.
on. The main card's complete. I remember now.
That is what we were meant to talk about.
Yeah, I tried to bring it up earlier. You guys cut me
But
off.
Your
Listen.
timing was atrocious.
Listen, before we sit in, my bum's gone dead. That's how long we've been sitting here. Look, in its defense, it's holding up a lot of weight. Yeah.
MVP of the night goes to the internet. Runner up goes to
Your
butt.
chair. Your chair.
Your
Yeah.
chair.
Both. Tired. Fuck. Good card. I'm not angry at that.
No, that is a good card.
Okay, so the additions from, last week we spoke about Duplessis, Lazar, and Lino.
Yeah, and obviously
Ferrier.
we'll get into it as we go.
But Kutadana, Cronier, which we kind of knew was on the
Cracker.
cards.
So this is another indication that flyweight's donezo, bro.
Oh, yeah. Flowerweight's definitely done. It's, yeah. When was the last time we had a flyweight fight? It was the title fight.
Zulu, Hadley. Hadley's just going hard in the paint.
Has
bro.
Hadley still got the belt in the UK?
Well,
The
guessing
physical
so,
belt
yeah.
is in the UK.
Well, I saw him having like a photo shoot.
UFC said cheers to that
Yeah.
belt. That ain't coming
So,
back.
yeah. They're making new belts. Maybe they're just like, well, scrap
Been
it.
making new belts for a while.
Yeah, I
saw the-
overheard the story that there's a belt maker problem. That it's
There was that belt. Oh yeah, have you? There's some funny stories about how sketchy that belt maker is. Not like dodgy or anything, but like your belt will be ready in 6 months. But
In
also, if
16
you
months,
just like
what?
pay like this much extra, it'll be ready in 3 weeks. It's like, wait, what?
But I saw photos of that belt at the beginning of this year.
I did
Of
as
one
well.
new
It was
belt.
beautiful looking. What's the name actually
yeah,
had a new
yeah.
belt?
Faiz Jacobs has it, bro.
Yeah.
No, but that's the prototype. That's not like the actual heavy
Yeah,
steel
hold on.
belt.
Hold on.
Well, I'm pretty sure it's not steel, but anyway.
Bro, it's plated. It's got definitely
Oh,
steel.
this is on the screen over here.
Yeah. That's,
Oh no, but your password will be dots.
I know, but I'm okay.
But maybe I'll put a password in before, and then it's just saved.
What are you looking for?
The photo of the belt. It's in the.
Here's an idea, but write it down. Remember it for next week.
No, I know the password. I just
But that card's it's a nice card.
Yeah.
There's still for me. I'm still feeling a little bit robbed.
A little bit robbed.
Mm.
In what sense?
I still
No
wanna
Elena
see-
Lunga.
Yeah, or
But,
Trezor.
Yeah, I don't know if.
I would have liked.
Don't know
to
if
have-
Elaine was available for this card.
Yeah,
anyway.
okay, no. Or yeah, see, you never know the factors, but like, I would have liked to have seen, like.
I
Iga
also don't
Cabeza,
know if
if he
Trezor was
wasn't.
available for this card.
All right. Well.
But
anyway,
Iga
it's a
said
good
he's not
card.
focusing
It's a
on
good
MMA.
card. Yeah, I know, but because there's no MMA for him. You know what I mean? It's
Well,
like,
maybe he needs to get himself some better management.
listen, boy, we're
yeah,
gonna.
that is
we're
very.
gonna
It's actually. It's
we're
a bit
gonna
of a.
sad.
We're
It's a
gonna
bit of
say
a like horrible, especially for that guy's career. That now he's focusing on something else when he could have a
no,
pretty
it's
bright
done,
future in
bro.
the
It's done.
UFC.
That ship sailed, bro.
But I mean, it's
In my opinion.
it's not us being like a dick about it,
No.
but it's sad that a talented individual has completely like pushed his career to the back burner because
Stitch, don't
he
do
can't.
it. We love you, buddy. Don't
He
do
can't
it.
get the fights that he needs, you know. And I understand that the EFC can't give him exactly what he needs at the moment, but if he had like a strong management
Stitch.
company,
Hey,
he could at least get something international. You know, he's a guy with an 11-1 record. What's his record? 12-1 record, right? He could. He's a prospect anywhere in the world. You know, he's beaten guys. He's beaten guys. Oh, there it is. He's beaten guys that are in Bellator now.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like we're stuffing around at this stage. You know.
yeah, dude. I don't know. Bad career decisions, but that's what I boil it down to. I always say,
Hey, you're adding to bantamweight over here.
Cameron
Cameron
Simon.
Simon.
Whoa.
What happened to him going to that cowboy fight?
He got injured.
Got injured, I think. He broke something.
Broke something. Fucking
Yeah, he
hell,
was
like
supposed to go on the BMF ranch.
Oh, look at that guy.
Yeah, retired.
No, it's loose. It's a loose retirement.
Retire. Well, just look at that. It's like retired,
In America.
pretty much retired.
Won't make bantamweight.
Confirmed retirement in America. So that whole like second last row, inactive. Don't fight.
Retirement alley.
It would be
bro.
sad to see. It would be sad not. It sucks that we're not going to see Chart here again.
Chart
he
lives in
another
New Zealand,
country,
yeah.
but it sucks.
Stitch.
And you go down one row. America, currently suspended, and then the only active guy in 2 rows is Tumisaka.
Listen, you know what we need to do? When is DeMart eligible to return? 2022?
Well, it's retroactive to the night he fought Ashad the first time.
Is it? Does it?
That was
That's what I-
20.
That's what I was trying to clear up. So was it?
17.
Does it go back to then or to the second arbitration where WADA intervened?
No, it's always retroactive to the date of failure.
That was actually 2016, wasn't it?
Dude, that clock is ticking, eh? So do you think we will see him return?
Well, just look what the Penna Ashad date was on the website. Yeah, that'll bring some life back into that division.
Into the EFC.
Because he hasn't stopped training.
Yeah, but that's what made me think about
2016.
So next year it's
This was
It's
a good
on.
fight. This is a very good fight to watch.
Yeah, no,
That's a crazy
is that
fight,
the
dude.
first one you're
Yeah,
referring to?
that
Yeah,
was
that
a
was fantastic.
barn
That's,
burner.
That
yeah,
first
that's
round, the striking exchanges in the first round were phenomenal.
high caliber MMA, bro.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Rashad Sayed, like it's one of those weird things like Alex Gustafsson kind of scenario, where people are just like, yeah, you can never beat John Jones, you were never that good, you know what I mean? But he's actually fucking like phenomenal,
Yeah.
dude. It's the same level with like.
Did you ever watch his like sparring session with Bukau? Fuck, that was pretty cool to watch. Yeah, the return of DeMart, that'll be epic.
Interesting, yeah.
Very
I wonder, do
epic.
you think do you think that he's considering it?
I mean,
Well,
he's
he
in
must be out of
shape and
contract.
He's training constantly.
He must be out of
Doesn't-
contract. Maybe he's thinking of doing something more lucrative. Well, I don't know. DeMart's like the best African fighter, you know, like he's got like a whole government behind him, you know, like his nation really supports him. So I don't know like how much support he'd get if he goes international, but I mean that would ideally be what you'd like to do. I mean, I doubt he signed any contracts with the EFC to extend his stay with them. So I don't know. Maybe DeMart can tell us.
Perhaps.
It's a good fight. What else do we have here on this card?
Cormier versus Marino. Marino's been out for a hot minute, so
Yeah.
Hey, you could potentially make a return to your ranking system.
yeah.
Because he would have been number 1 at flyweight if it weren't for the fact that he hasn't fought in...
But hasn't
Million
Marino only
years.
had like one fight at flyweight? I think his whole career has been bantam, pretty much.
I remember back in the day when...
So do you think Marino versus Devin, the winner, gets the next title shot?
Yeah. No. I don't know.
Well, I mean, there's
I
two
think-
bantamweight
I
fights
think-
at the bottom there.
I think between those 4 guys, whoever like really puts their hand up.
I think if there's any division to run a Grand Prix, and it's the bantamweight division. Hey, jeez. That's
Yeah.
pretty stacked.
Or welterweight again.
That's cursed.
With
The
a whole
welterweight-
different crew of
Yeah,
people.
The welterweight,
A whole new welterweight Grand Prix. Why
the
not?
welterweight
dude?
division
Sean
is
DeLonge,
constantly being
Trezor,
cursed. though.
Conrad. You
Remember that
throw
like
some fucking-
8-fight streak we went on where no one could defend the belt.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I mean, Timber's made it very clear that he's willing to hang around until a worthy.
No, Timber's trying to get into the UFC, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that, but the only way he's getting into the UFC is through the EFC. He's
Yeah.
contracted.
Yeah.
So, I mean, until he gets that call, I mean, they need to make plans.
Pull me. Yeah. Listen, guys, before we jump too far down this rabbit hole,
Yeah.
let's save it for a new show. Because for sure people are going to be like, these guys are talking cuck for 2 hours now.
True story. True story.
But I think next week we will have a fat look at this EFC card and let's try to get some
In
answers.
EFC, if you say you're going to release 3 fights in 3 days, let's for sure do that.
Yeah, well, things happen. Cool. That's that.
Sweet, guys.
Good show. See you later. Peace.